y'all gonna get me coming in late on this one. The one with the little girl and the mom or the mom. I kind of think I know what's going on with the video, but I don't always know all the way know what's going on with the video.
That made me mad.
Okay, so if it made you mad, you know, it might be a little extraness going on with it. So I'm gonna play the video. Casey, what we normally do is we play a video, we check it out, and then I come back and get everybody's reaction and opinions on what they seen. So this particular one, we gonna see what it is.
Okay.
Now I'm eating his ass.
Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I don't get it. Can anybody out there make sense of this video? I need to hear the best excuse you got. How do we continuously have a group of us that just don't get it? Our kids have to go to school with other kids being raised like this. How do you fix the problem with parents that are having kids that aren't supposed to be parents? If the nonsense is passed down from one generation to the next generation intentionally, what are we to do? Somebody please help me make sense of this, because this is ridiculous.
Now I'm eating his ass.
Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I don't get it. Can anybody out there make sense of this video? I need to hear the best excuse you got. How do we continuously have a group of us that just don't get it? Our kids have to go to school with other kids being raised like this. How do you fix the problem with...
What?
I can't stop shaking my head.
Okay, man. I can't explain that.
That child can't be no more than about 10, 11.
Like,
and this is what, child. Let me eat my cake.
No, we gotta unpack a little bit of it.
Okay, so 1 second. I've seen that video, but it's been a week or two, I think. But it didn't play for me just now, so I can't remember. I remember it. I think they were singing the lyrics of the song. About,
eating his ass lyrics. Yeah,
that's what. Okay, got it. Okay.
So the dude is saying like everybody should not have to. And I agree, man. Like, listen, what do we do? Like, I don't know if there's anything we can do, because what he's saying is that these are the same kids that are going to be going to school with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing we can do outside of, I don't know, as men, you can not procreate with them. That's the most.
No,
like,
they don't do it because she eating, you know.
Yeah, there you. So that's what I'm saying. So there's nothing that can be done. These people.
There's something that can be done. People just ain't willing to do it.
Yeah.
This is what I say. Round these niggas up.
Here we go.
And escort them and they eating the kids to the most desolate place in either the city or the country. Build a wall around that place.
Waco?
Build a wall around it and don't let them out.
Keep them in there, because in the original video, I seen most people, thank God, were against it, but then you had some where my kids are fine, or I raised my, you know what I'm saying? Like, people supporting it. Right. And no shot, absolutely no shot against all women. But when I see ignorant stuff like this, it's always a dynamic between the mother and the child.
Oh no, the men do it too.
Now, I ain't saying they don't. I ain't saying they don't, but I said,
remember Bootsy and his son?
Oh, that nigga baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
Let me clarify. I'm not trying to create men versus women type deal. But what I'm saying is, maybe I'm seeing mostly women with their children because women more than likely always have their children.
Okay. Fair.
So I wouldn't dare put all the blame on them. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me reverse. The kids wouldn't be here if the niggas didn't put the seed in these type women.
There we go.
So
that's why I said these niggas gotta quit procreate, like
castrate them niggas.
Start there. Like, but because look, man, I have a you know me. I have a very hard time not starting with men. Right? I know we weak in the flesh. I know when we want to lay up in something, I understand the struggle. Don't get me wrong. But then we got to also own that too when we reproduce with somebody, because who knows what kind of dude that is too, right? He might be a low caliber, low quality motherfucker too.
Yeah,
but gotta be.
But if he's not in the picture, that's a problem. And if he is in the picture and he allows it, that's a problem. And if he reproduces somebody that moves like that and he didn't know it, the same way we get on women about red flags, we got to get on men about red flags. I'm pretty sure this woman showed some red flags. So it's like
I mean, she was so probably, yeah. It might be a red flag.
So yeah, so I have a hard time just piling on the woman. I mean, she's responsible for her actions in that moment. But if we're talking about how do we get past it, how do we stop it from happening? I think the only thing we can do is you as an individual have to be more cognizant of who you're reproducing with.
So let's round them niggas up then.
The men?
So it goes even. No, I don't think this is how we solve the problem. You know how, for me, you know what I'm gonna always fall back on? The law.
Okay.
Something like this could be seen as delinquency of a minor. It could be seen as sexual assault. It could be seen as a couple of things that legally can be handled. These types of videos are done on TikTok for attention. No different than the woman who got her 3-year-old son taking her snaps where she half naked for some dude. Those types of videos are out there, but ain't nobody locking these women up. That's how you fix it.
Yeah. So my thing, I feel like my wheels are turning. There's so many ways to look at this. So one way is maybe you can't fix it. Some people are who they are, and I feel like they exist for a reason. They exist to show us, the rest of us, who we don't want to be and who we're not. And like she was speaking on the law, I'm thinking like, you know, that's an angle to go with, but some people like sometimes the ignorant people are protected. You know what I mean? But but then also you have to know, like, you know, like when we talk about our people, we want to save everybody. We can't save everybody. But some of those people don't know any better. Like some of those, they don't know any better. Like they think that's cute and they don't see anything wrong until you show them it's wrong. And they will fuss and fight tooth and nail to prove you wrong. But then like you have to show people like this is not good for the collective. You know what I mean? Like this is not like for the greater good. This is not good for our people. Like you're poisoning your child's mind. Then she's going to poison her child's mind. Like it's a cycle, but you can't save everybody. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, it's like a fine line with like what, you know, a solution, because you can't save everybody. You can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink, you know? And so, like you said, there's a certain type of woman, you know, that's doing that kind of stuff. And there's a certain type of man that's procreating with. the average man is not, you know, entertaining a woman like that, like, or trying to impregnate a woman like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Wait, there you go.
Trying to impregnate her, but he do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know what they do on the side. You know,
Yeah, boy. He see, listen.
He ain't trying, but it happened.
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. See, this person will be the scariest pregnancy scare of my life. if just I'm telling you, because the scariest pregnancy scare of my life was with somebody I absolutely knew. Like, no, I don't. This person, I'm gonna raise somebody with that. Like, no, this is a disaster. So that should be what tells men, what shows men that, bro, you don't just go slinging it anywhere and thinking that, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm just having fun. But what if what you having fun with, you end up having to raise somebody with? You got to spend a large portion of your life making decisions about a younger life that you help create with that person.
Yeah.
But you know what them niggas do? To curve that, they disappear.
Yeah, I was gonna say they abandon them.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, they get the hell on.
It
They
didn't
get the hell on.
It didn't happen. But another thing I was thinking, when you had mentioned like they would be going to school with our kids. No, they wouldn't, because people like that are not in school with, you know what I mean? Like, they're not in the neighborhoods to go into school. And then most people who want their children like well educated by like-minded individuals, they're leaving their city to find better. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they're not. And then another thing, y'all mentioned, mostly women are posting stuff like this. It's and she said, like, men do it. Men are, you know, doing this, having the same behaviors. But the thing is, women are more attention seeking. Like, you know, posting is more like a female trait. Like, men are doing that stuff, but it's more like, the women want the attention. You know,
a dude ain't gonna post it. Because I've known, even when I used to grow up, man, not my elders, but I remember old heads of, hey man, I bet you getting out these hoes, ain't you, young blood? Why you got, like, well, maybe I am, but shouldn't you be trying to say something else? Oh man, I know you chasing them hoes, ain't you, boy? You own them, boy. Boy, when I was your age, boy, I was on them, boy. Boy, when I was your age, boy, shit, man, I'll tell you something. And you just like, well, yeah, man, they hyping you up. Right. If we had video, Frank smiling. If we had video of the old heads in the community, hey boy, look at these players right here, boy. Y'all old the old boy. Look at your boy. Hey boy, what I'm talking about, boy. Hey man, you know, if we have video of that right now,
bet like, the grown women coming after you, son. I know it,
boy. I know you killing them, ain't you, though, boy? You killing them, ain't it? No, man.
Like,
hey, that's
sir,
not
I'm
cool.
11.
He gonna be a killer when he get older, boy. Hey man, chill out, man. This is what we doing. So I mean, yeah, we gender be damned. We gotta do better, and please make decisions. Please be a little bit more informed who you lay down with, because boy, whoever the father of that kid is, just imagine. You know what the worst? Imagine if he's the most upstanding individual you know in your circle. It's just one weekend. He was in the club. You know what I'm saying? The drinks, it was lit. Listen, old girl had him backed up against the wall doing that, and he was like, shit, boy. You know, Sam, you know what you was doing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You was in the club back in the day, and man, you just sitting there, hey, and you're an upstanding man. That could have been you. That could have been you.
He would have been prophesying in the corner.
No, he wouldn't. Hell no, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Do y'all know how many times the lights came on in the club and we finally found this dude in the corner somewhere with some scallywag? That was him. So you could have easily been this dude. Yeah, man. Couldn't stand trying to get ready. Listen, we couldn't stand trying to get out the club. Me and Chico ready to leave, and this dude would be right behind us. Literally, we all walking out. We leaving. Lights is getting ready to come on. 2 seconds, and we look. Where did he go? He over in the corner with something else dancing. Like, dude, we ready to go. They cutting on the lights. We're the last 5 people in here. If it's 5 people in there, and then one of them is a woman, and we trying to walk out, he with the woman in the corner every single time. That was him. Hey. So this could have been your daughter. Sam, this could have been your daughter, boy.
I'll give my $20 worth. No hell good.
I mean, it's like
right.
shoot, what I was about to say. Things like this need to be used in court.
Yeah.
All the guys that are complaining about, she keeping me from my child. Use this.
Yeah.
You get your child.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have a strong case. You'd have a strong case. You'd have an argument because nobody's gonna be sitting there able to back that up. Like they're like, damn, man, really? This is what we doing? All right. So anyway, I'm gonna skip to our next one. We got another light junky topic. This is messy. Cardi B, Offset, and how did Chrisean Rock get into this? Now, Casey, I don't know if you can hear the videos when I play them, but if you can't, I don't know if you got like another device to where you can listen to it off to the side or something. Because sometimes the audio don't, like I know for Sam, Frank, the audio don't play for him, but for me and Sheffy, the audio plays through on the stream. So if you gotta listen to it off to the side, just let me know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I just mute my
Yeah. If you gotta listen to it offside, just mute your mic and listen, and then yeah.
Okay.
So let us know when you get to it, and then I go ahead and play it.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to understand why Sheffy's rooting for Cardi B and Offset. That's her. That's
I'll
her
tell
couple.
you.
Okay.
All right, you ready? All right, cool.
Cardi B said she's no longer with Offset and she doesn't know if the Chrisean and Offset hookup happened. We got the tea so you don't miss a thing. Yesterday, Blueface claimed that Offset was playing Blue's Clues with Chrisean Rock, and right after Offset said nah. But Cardi B didn't say anything until later that night. Take a listen.
When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now.
Damn, so there you have it. Cardi B and Offset are calling it off for their own reasons and not because of Blueface. Why is he so messy? And how does the internet feel about Cardi B and the Offset separation? However this unfolds, keep it locked right here with Blue Rock TTV for all the juicy details.
Stop snitching. Blue, stop snitching. This nigga gonna get on the internet and tell everybody somebody fucking his baby mama. That's the saddest shit in the world. Your ass a cancer. Why the fuck would you want somebody to know that somebody else clapping them cheeks? Of course he gonna deny it. This nigga got a wife and kids. You finna ruin his family because you ain't happy with yours. You're snitching. You ain't gotta tell the police to be a snitch. You can tell the internet and be snitching too. You trying to put that nigga in a divorce situation. You want his ass to be unhappy like you. You a millionaire. Why you just won't go get another bad bitch or another decent bitch? It ain't the same, shorty. That Chrisean hit different. This nigga's in his fucking feelings. Somebody fucked my bitch before. I ain't get on the internet crying about it. I went and fucked somebody else's bitch.
He's ratchet for it.
Stop snitching.
Wow.
All right, so Chef, why you rooting for the Cardi B and the Offset? Why you rooting for them?
Okay, so full disclosure, Offset's parents are very good friends of mine.
Okay.
So I ain't gonna say nothing, and I ain't gonna let y'all say nothing crazy neither, because they're my people.
Okay.
Anyway, if you look at like Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're kind of the power couple that's like making moves. But then here you have this other couple that's a little bit ratchet. Let's be real. But they were making moves too. So
Right.
it's like looking at a real life Cinderella story. Look at where Cardi came from to where she is now. And then here you have, they're a power couple together. So absolutely, I was rooting for them. Like, I want to see y'all make it.
Okay, Manuel, why are we not rooting for them?
You know what? No, Sheffy just flipped me. Like I'm just now I kind of now I see what I never really paid attention or cared, but I was wondering why. Like I wasn't rooting for them to fail, but I wasn't necessarily caring whether or not they won. But now that she kind of explains it, because sometimes the less ideal couple, like they're the ratchet couple, right? And when I think about that,
they're not as ratchet as there's worse. Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah. So okay, put it like this: I wanted Bobby and Whitney to win. I was rooting for Bobby and
Definitely
Whitney. I ain't care what nobody said. You know what I'm saying?
You can
tell me Bobby drug her down, but we know Whitney was off the chain too. So I wanted that Bobby and Whitney situation to pan out. I wanted Bobby and Whitney love. Like, hey, turn up. Y'all, listen, I wanted them to be married forever. And if they would have went out in a blazing glory together, like a car going off of the side of the cliff at the same time, that would have been the story for Bobby and Whitney for me. That's what I wanted. I didn't want Whitney to go first. I didn't want Bobby to go first. I didn't want them to divorce. I wanted them to just be a ratchet, raggedy. I wanted them to show up at every show, turned up, keyed up, lit.
Yes.
That's what I wanted. That's what I was rooting for. So you know what, Sheffy, you might have just brought me into the Cardi B and Offset. I might be there now. Frank, you there now? You there? You rolling with us?
Bobby and Whitney for real, except with no drugs.
I don't know. I'm not, like you said, family. I'm rooting for everything and everybody black. They got married, so we need to uplift them and support them and hope they make it to the end. That's how I am. Like, once somebody creates a union, I'm like, support them. Like, support them, because they decided they want to go to long haul. Let's make it, let's support them. But this situation, y'all, oh, did y'all see? I don't know, like, what all y'all follow on social media, but did y'all see when she posted her her live and she was kind of like on the verge of tears?
Yeah. I did see that part where she was.
She loved that man.
The New Year's Eve. Yeah.
So she posted 2 different ones. So the first one, the New Year's Eve where she was like, she about to, start leaving things behind, and it's time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Nobody really knew what she's talking about. I was like, that's some hurt. She hurt behind a man on this one.
So check this out. And I look, Frank did while he's sitting there quiet. He don't give a damn. So we had a friend, right? And or a high school classmate. And we witnessed this sister totally start breaking, like she started tearing the shit down. Because she had went through so much with this husband. Me and Frank know this couple. She had went through so much. And I remember when it was going left and I started seeing all her posts, I said, she's tired. This man has embarrassed her enough. And she's saying, I don't give a damn who know what, who hear it. And she started letting it all out. And it was ugly for about a year for those of us that knew them as a couple. Yeah. And so when I saw what you saying, Casey, with Cardi, I was like, yo, what? Is something going on there? Like, it seemed like she was kind of getting ready to burn it all down.
Yeah, she backdoored it with the video, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm single." And she was like, "I wanted to tell y'all, but she knows that when she announces stuff, everybody attacks her. She got supporters, but she got a lot of people that attack her, and so she didn't want to. She wanted to share because she hurt. She in a hurt space, And so I'm like, my heart goes out to her because, like you said, Manuel, with the friend, you can tell she's been through a lot with him. You know what I mean? Right. We don't know what's true and what's not true.
Right.
He might have stepped out. He may have not. He might have flirted. Whatever. Some stuff may have been uncomfortable for her. We don't know what went on behind closed doors, but you can tell, like, now that she's posting, she's kept things private for a long time. Anytime cheating rumors come out, she's like, nope, ain't no cheating going on, blah, 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 blah. Now she's like, I'm single. She's had enough. Yeah. She's had enough. And when a person that's had enough is like, I wanted y'all to, go to long haul, but you can only take so much. And I'm learning, at this part of my journey where I'm at in life, that cheating is not the end all be all. That was my only deal breaker in relationships, was cheating. I'm learning that cheating is not personal. It has nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? So if you decide to stay, people are going to judge you, but that's a decision that only you can make because you know your partner. You know what I mean? So we don't, like I said, we don't know if he's cheated once or 5 times or 10 times, and she's just like, enough is enough.
Right.
But you after so many times, it's abuse. You know what I mean? The first time we can deal with like whatever you're dealing with, Offset. You got some issues that's making you cheat because it ain't me. She fine. I'm sure their relationship is great, like they have a friendship, whatever, but cheating has nothing to do with your partner. It's like you got some demons and stuff. You feeling you feeling insecure. You feeling like if I go be with, you know, these many women or these many men, I'm gonna be fulfilled. And it never, you know, you have to work on this.
You know, it's interesting. I caught a clip and I was going to use it, and they were talking about it on highly initiated, and the man was explaining how cheating sustains relationships because when that person is stepping out, they're going to fill a void and then they're coming back. They're not addressing the issues in the marriage. They're not addressing the issues within. They're going to get a fix and they're coming back. So everything is good on the surface until whatever they cheating with, if it goes left, if it comes out, if the person walks away, now they got to deal with it at home. So you're right. That just goes to your point. Cheating isn't about the individual that's getting cheated on. It's about the individual that's doing the cheating.
Exactly. Yeah. And she's probably stayed and they probably talked through it, and I'm not going to do it no more. And like I said, I'm not going to speculate and say that's what the issue is. They can have some other issues. They could be fighting over money. We don't know.
He could be spending up all the money. Yeah, he look like he's spending up all the money.
Baby mama he got his own money.
I know. My bad, Chef. Let me fall back. Damn. You seen Chef just jumped on me? Chef said nephew got his bag, boy. Damn.
I protect my people.
There you go. Yeah, no jokes. My bad, Chef. Frank, get on in there, man.
Man, I don't got nothing to say about these folks, man.
But he might have his own money. I mean, we know he got his own money, but some people he might be controlling. We don't know. It could be baby mama. We don't. But I feel like she has stayed and supported through all the rumors, and like you said, Manuel, she's like enough is enough, and she's a Libra like me. We are like hopeless romantics, and we gonna stay and we gonna fight and we gonna fight and we gonna fight. When we give up, we ain't got no more. Right? There's no more left. You know what I mean? So
never give up, girl. Don't you ever give up on that man.
So at some point, it's
At
some point, it's neglect and it's abuse.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like I can love you, and I feel like I'm getting poured back into. I'm gonna stay and fight. But if like we talking and then you go back and do the same behavior, and we talk again and you go back, like, come on now, like I can go get better. She finna wild out.
Oh man, see,
she finna wild out, y'all.
Yeah.
See,
it went. You remember how Rihanna and Drake was? Everybody thought they would go the distance, but Drake couldn't chill. Look at Rihanna right now, happy, but on her third baby. Or maybe her third baby.
2.5.
Shit, that boy, whoever it is, whoever to do, Rihanna husband gonna keep dropping babies. He just gonna keep her knocked up. Just keep on knock her up.
And Drake's still gonna be running around here complaining about women because he on the manosphere at this point.
Okay.
He is.
He the manosphere spokesperson. He gonna be a mascot going forward. Yes. That's all they need. That's all they need is a pop star as a face of the franchise, and they'll never go away.
And he light skin, it's over.
Oh my God. It's always them light skinned dudes, especially the ones with the beard. Light skinned dudes with beards is definitely problematic. Frank, I'm sorry, bro. But it's y'all. These are your people.
I ain't this is absolute.
Yeah, he is. You said what?
I'm mocha.
Sir.
The fact that you gave yourself a name of a chocolate or a fudge or something speaks. You might just call yourself delicious. How about that? Since you want to go there, you shame yourself. Shame yourself. Anyway, so I want to slide on to something a little different. So look, man, we've had some conversations about passport bros. We not finna keep knocking over the passport bros. Wait, hold on. Do I want to go to that one? Hold on. Sam, you want to talk about these BBLs real quick? What Ben said? Yeah, we're gonna do that one. Sam, this is your topic. I'm gonna go ahead and let your topic rock out because he got some stuff he want to say about this one. He felt in his heart and soul he been waiting to cook. He been waiting to cook on this topic. So all right, Casey, we finna go ahead and play this next one, and so y'all go ahead and listen in, and we'll get y'all feedback on it.
Like y'all want the women with the BBLs, like the women that's not even in y'all league.
We don't want BBLs.
I think
hold on. She telling us what men want.
Hold on, no. She can say that.
Yeah.
Understand a BBL does not make you in another league. It actually brings you down now. Some men love it though. No, we love to play with it. I call them rentals. You're like a rental car. You go out to Miami, you rent that Lamb, you rent that Ferrari. The shit you can't drive at home. It's fun to drive out there, but no, I'm not paying for this. This shit going back to the rental office when I'm done with it. That's what we do with BBLs. But we're not taking that to the parent-teacher conference. Bitch walking in, ass big as his table. Like, come on, like let's stop playing for real. Y'all confuse a man's sexual attention with what he wants as a wife and as an example for his kids, as a mother. We don't want the BBL because automatically we know your mind is fucked to the point where you risked your life for a bigger ass for attention. Yeah. It did not further you in life no type of way other than more likes on Instagram and more niggas want to fuck you.
Female version.
But y'all want the women.
Frank, do you agree?
Yeah. Well, for one, I'm not attracted to it at all. Whether you want to call it a rental or family car, I ain't attracted to it at all. So I agree with what he's saying as it applies to people like him. I understand the analogy quite well. It makes perfect sense. And she's like a lot of women who supports BBLs. When men push back on the idea or the reality of a woman getting a BBL, the women who desires one or already has one push back on that man's perspective and ideas about it, and basically tell him you lying, you like it. And I feel like that's a response. That's a response born of rejection, because in her mind, because of the clicks that women online with BBLs get, she equated that to, well, when I get one, I'm gonna have the same type of attention. But now you got this man telling you that, no, you wouldn't have got that for nothing. So she can't accept that. So she's gonna tell him, no, you lying. Because you don't want to face the fact that you indeed got that for nothing. You got to drag that behind you for the rest of your life for nothing. And the type of nigga it's going to attract is the type of nigga that you don't want in the long run anyway. So is it really worth it? No, she know it's not worth it. When women like that, when they hear men reject BBL, they rather believe the narrative that they feed themselves to convince themselves that it wasn't a mistake to get it. When in fact they know now it's a mistake that I got this done. Or it will be a mistake if I get this done. And so they got to face the fact that in the grand scheme of things, the average man don't want that. Don't want that. So that's something that I don't want long term. It's not something that I would want to play with. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
I can say that. Damn, like I've never saw it and wanted to play with it. I can see how some men do, the same way I can see how some men want to play with a lot of things that they wouldn't commit to. So I understand it. So for me, I'm similar to you. I can understand what he's saying as it pertains to him and those that get down like that. But for myself, no, I wouldn't even want to play with it. Because the natural, regardless of how it's built, is always more preferred. Whether you naturally thin, whether you naturally thick, whether you naturally whatever, the natural disposition, the natural build has always been the most attractive one for me. I think what throws this off though is there's a conflation with a man's desire for a woman with curves So a lot of men desire that. They want the woman with the thighs, they want the woman with the butt, they want the thick. A lot of men want that look. I think what a lot of women conflate that with is, well, the BBL gives you that look, so why wouldn't you want that look regardless of whether it's a BBL or natural? And dudes are saying that no, we want it natural or not at all. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of dudes are saying. The only pushback I got a little bit of pushback. How long is it going to be before more men actually get in line with the BBL than those of us that are not? Because I remember a point in time, and I know this is different, but for a woman to have a sleeve or tattoos like showing, there was a point in time where dudes were like, oh, hell no, she got a sleeve. You know what I'm saying? That's a bit too much. I remember a point in time where a tramp stamp was all a dude was cool with. Maybe a tramp stamp, maybe a little thigh tat, a little something that was cool. Now, dudes are okay with, like, she got a whole back piece, thigh piece, arm piece, and dudes like, all right, I can rock with it. So are women seeing ahead of the curve on this? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I don't think cosmetic surgery will ever get that type of shine.
Okay.
Reason being, the maintenance of cosmetic surgery is lifetime. You know, you get a tattoo, and once that tattoo heals, you pretty much done unless you go back to get it like recolored or something. But you might happen 10 years later. But when you getting nose jobs and boob jobs and all of that, those are significant health requirements for that to keep it up. And then over time, as you get older, things start to move and shift. Now you got to go back and get it done again. And that over time, maybe next year, because you may gain a little weight. You may lose a little weight.
Yeah.
Tattoos don't have the same maintenance. And tattoos are decorative. It's literally like a piece of jewelry that's on somebody's body.
Yeah, I was just using it because, like I said, I just remember a point in time where it was like,
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? So
you etch it.
Yeah. But no,
tattoo. People be tripping, but nobody trips anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, like that first video we watched with the woman and her daughter, I think it's a certain mentality because everybody's not into plastic surgery. I think it's a certain type of woman and a certain type of mindset, and those women are attracted to a certain type of guy. And even if they attract the guys that we wouldn't think that would go for them, I think those guys may be dealing with like insecurities also. So they messing with women, or they sleeping with these women. Because my thing is, like you said, there's a certain caliber of people that you're attracted to that you want to see yourself marrying and procreating with. If you going below what you would normally, like, you know, what you see yourself marrying, something is going on there that makes you, you know, go for, you know, the person that you would marry. So if they just sleeping with these women, why are you just sleeping with these women when you can sleep with the woman that you would marry? You know what I mean? So I feel like the women who are getting plastic surgery for no reason, because most of them, like, their bodies are fine. You're not disfigured. Your butt is not flat as a pancake. You know, your lips are fine. Your face is fine. You know, black women age like what? Like, we don't. So why are you messing with your body? Something is mentally wrong there. 9 times out of 10, it's not physical. It's mentally and emotionally something's wrong. Somebody didn't pour into you when you were a child and tell you you were beautiful the way you are. We are made in different shapes and sizes and colors. Like, I don't got to look like the next person to attract who I'm going to be with. Like, I don't need to attract the same person that you with. Like, I want to attract the person that wants me for me, not I look like you and her and her and her and her. You know, so that's an emotional and mental, like, handicap that makes these women go pay this money for somebody to, like, basically disfigure them. Like, your natural body.
Some of them are straight disfigured.
You know, your looks better than what you paid for. And I know women who will go get the surgery, and like she said, there's an upkeep to it. They don't upkeep, and then they go back and get it again. Then they go back and I'm like, that shit is dangerous. It's dangerous, and you're not even taking care of you. So, like I said, there's a certain mentality. Like, you're not even taking care of this body that you went and paid for, and you just go back and get it done again because you're neglecting. You know, like, you know, and
you
who
got
wants,
some room on that care credit card.
yeah, and who wants to be with a person who does not consider their body a temple and like, I'm gonna like take care of this body, and you know what I mean?
You know what? But you just said something earlier about the men that would be attracted to those women that have those issues, because we always talk about how oftentimes women are attracted to men that they got to build that are projects. There are a lot of men that are attracted to women that don't have that internal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a woman has that internal thing, you know, she's more susceptible to deal with your bullshit. So some of that could be tied into it. And if a dude can afford to pay for that BBL too, you meet a dude that's willing to pay for it, and that's who you with. Oh man, that's a match made in heaven. But you also made another point, Casey, and Sheffy, you made this point way back earlier in our podcast episodes with regard to whatever your body and your shape is. You're not trying to look like nobody else to attract somebody else. You're trying to attract who's going to be attracted to you. So it's like, hey, I'm good with that. This is who rock with me. I'm good with that. So I wonder who, I don't know. I've known some dudes. I've known a couple of brothers that have knocked off the BBL. I have not yet met one that's been ready to walk down the aisle with one. None. I don't know.
I don't know any of the BBL chicks on IG right now. None of them married. None of them.
Wow.
I haven't seen one. If there's one, I mean, well, like some women, and it's not a knock against plastic surgery, because plastic surgery has its place for certain things. Like, I think SZA had some amazing work done, and it still looks natural. If you had never seen her previous pictures, you wouldn't be the wiser. I'm fine with people can do whatever they want to their bodies and feel however they feel. But what annoyed me with that video is that you're going to sit there and tell that man what he like.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of delusional for me.
And that pisses me off.
Just because you got some IG clicks, that correlates with what you like. You can go to Pornhub right now and see a video of a person and a horse that got 1 million clicks. People will click on things just for shock factor.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they actually like it.
Yeah. Doesn't
mean it's something they really want. They just want to see the foolishness.
A train wreck gets attention, but we don't want to be in one. I ain't never signed up for a train wreck, but I damn sure look at one if I'm driving by.
Man, I've clicked on some of them chicks' profiles just to see the foolishness.
Right.
So if you equating it to the little money you made to be okay, I'm validated by the clicks I get on IG, baby. Let me explain something to you about real life, because that ain't real at all.
But what they say, you attract that which you are. So they get these BBLs, and what are they attracting? Men that are after your body, and that's it. Have not like been in the company of. I'm not gonna say they have not. Most likely, they do not on a daily basis meet the type of men that are like more high caliber and that are not just like into the physical. So all they know is the men that are like, click, 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 click. Your body fine.
I like your body. Yeah. I like your body.
They follow your inbox. They come in your inbox saying good morning, sexy. Those dudes. Those dudes.
That's the majority for them. That's all they know. So all men are this way. No, you have not broken into it's a whole nother dynamic of men who don't care about your big booty and your, and of course, like everybody, we're all physical creatures, and so we're attracted to the physical, but it's not at the forefront of the intellectual emotionally stable, financially able person. Like, no, I don't care about your booty at the end of the day. If you can't meet me here, I can't do nothing with you. Besides, so
because I know.
So they think that like because 1,000 men are in their DMs, that's the same type of man, but there are a million other men that ain't in your DMs.
You know what's crazy, and I just realized this in this moment. There are more men. You can look this up right now on any of us can do this on social media right now. There are more men actually saying out of their mouth and with their thumbs, we love BBWs. I ain't found none that say they love BBLs. Think about that for a second. Like
you're not wrong.
Think about that for a second. Hold on. We got more men that are either men are lying, and I know they're not lying about BBWs, but because I think they would admit
they're not
it.
lying.
Yeah, I think they would admit. I think
they love it here.
But see, I think if men think, I wholeheartedly think men would admit that. Oh yeah, I like a BBL. I think more men would admit it if that's what they were into.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
The ones
that just happened.
The fit dudes stay wifing up a BBW, baby.
Right,
they love it.
They want something to throw around. You know what I'm saying? They strong and shit. They don't.
You want a soft, fluffy woman. I mean, we're naturally soft and fluffy. That's how the older we get.
We come with pillows built in.
But it's natural, and your brain it registers with your brain.
Who'd you know start?
No,
does not register as natural. It registers like porn star fantasy.
Yeah,
I want to do.
That's exactly it. Fantasy.
Yeah.
Niggas know that a fantasy is for short.
For fun.
It's a roller coaster.
You
don't ride a roller coaster every day.
It's a thrill.
Right.
You don't ride no damn.
Is that man? Hey, when I was younger, love Six Flags. As an adult, goddamn, I gotta take these kids Six Flags again. I gotta ride this road.
Damn, I got a cramp in my neck. I got a cramp in my neck.
Man, I'm tired of walking.
No,
so
it's a fantasy, and that's why like women who are like secure in who they are not intimidated about these BBLs and this plastic surgery, because we know
not at all.
We're gonna attract the man that likes the natural body, whether our booties look like this or like that or like that. You know what I mean? He coming. We ain't had no problems getting no man because of the BBL.
Nope, not a one.
Yeah.
But
and then the other part I think of it, especially when you correlate BBW versus BBL in this situation, if a guy is really insecure or upset about a woman's weight, we can lose some weight.
Yeah.
It ain't as easy to lose that BBL.
No.
Because once it's kind of deformed, even if you took some things out, it doesn't go back to looking
those botched surgeries. My wife watches them, and we watched a few. And I was like, yo, man, when that stuff goes really bad and they can't even give them back what they came in with, that to me, that blows my mind. They tell them, look, we can't give you that. Yeah, you can't do that again. But anyway, I want to I don't know if y'all got any more on the topic, but I want to. But this one was, man, I appreciate y'all ladies for kind of backing up the brothers a little bit on this one. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just say y'all know y'all want that BBL. Y'all want that BBL. No.
Know the type of man that wants the BBL.
Right. There is a type of man that wants it.
Yeah.
All right. So this next one is relatively short. We done gave Passport Bros a lot of smoke. A lot. Today, Passport Sistas gonna get it. The Passport Woman. Now there's definitely a big difference. Passport Sisters. And it's not Sisters Black women. I'm just saying women. They haven't created a movement out of this. However, there are women that are going overseas and looking like fools, just like men going overseas looking like fools. And they are coming from the UK and they're going into Gambia, which is Northern Africa, I do believe. Yeah. So I'm just gonna play the intros to both of these videos, and I'm gonna let y'all come back to it.
Holidays abroad. Remember them? Before the pandemic, Gambia, West Africa was a go-to destination for Europeans in search of winter sun, sea, and sex.
It's paradise. You could have a different man every night.
From one-night stands to whirlwind weddings, stories of older women hooking up with younger Gambian men have been making headlines.
We started dating after about 3 days.
But behind the tabloid stories, what's really going on?
It is being marketed as a place for easy sex.
Is it just a bit of harmless fun in the sun?
There's about 10 Gambian men to a woman. They call it Gambia.
Or is it more complicated?
So your girlfriend gave you 60,000 euros? Yeah, 60,000 euros.
Does the age, race and wealth gap always get in the way?
I'm a poor guy, you understand? I don't want to marry to a poor Gambian.
And is it ever possible to find true love?
Yay!
Thousands of women go on holiday every year looking for sun, sea, and sometimes romance. A growing number even marry a man they've met abroad.
As soon as I saw him, I just fell in love with him.
It just was a whirlwind, and I was just so smitten with him.
And then spend months getting them a visa.
It took me about 14 months to get him into the country.
They spent a fortune on their new partners.
I was pretty horrified when he arrived with one suitcase. I thought, wow, he's expecting me to just buy him a whole wardrobe of clothes.
But then discover they may not be the only woman in their new man's life.
This is the actual email that he was sending out to hundreds of women.
And shortly after their new husband's visas arrived, each of the 4 women in this documentary were left wondering if they were the victims of a scam.
He received his British passport on the 5th of December. By the 31st of December, he was booking tickets for Egypt Air to get out of there.
Love rats.
Listen, when I tell y'all, first of all, the pictures of the men. First of all, Frank,
the women.
Like, you smiling too hard, Frank. What you think about this mess, man?
Can I say
He clapped. He clapped.
You said
well
no.
Done.
This is not new. This ain't new.
No. It's definitely not new. We just haven't. We've given the Passport Brothers some smoke over here. I'm just figuring we gotta go get at the.
Wow.
you gonna clap?
Yeah, man. Because if they that stupid, they deserve that, man. They earned it. They work hard for that. Come on, man. Like, and then the other one talking about he showed up in one suitcase, and I'm hoping I was. The heck, you see the man country? What you thought?
Look at this. Look at this picture. Look at this image.
And she got liver spots on her hand.
What makes her?
That's Kenna.
Look at the
yeah, that's the Indian stuff.
Yeah, that's Kenna.
Yeah. But look at her. What makes her think? What makes her think? Look at this. What makes her think this is anything more than a scam?
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Eye of the beholder, my ass. The law of
ugly people done told.
Got no eyes.
That's the biggest lie ugly people done told.
Oh my God, man! Look like what? Who? Like what? Look. It to me the disparity. So look, I'm all for people that want to go wherever they want to go on the planet to get what they want. But when the disparity is so dramatic, whether it's age or physical appearance, when it's that dramatic of a disparity, you can't be convinced that it's real. There was one story. Casey, have you seen this full documentary?
No, but I mean, I've seen this over the years. And what makes you think there's such a disparity? Like, no, they deserve each other. Like, you know what? Nobody want her. Like,
well, see the men. So the men explained it. Like one of the dudes like they said it in the video, one of the guys was like, I won't marry a Gambian woman because we're both poor. So I need to be trying to get up out of the country. But then there was another guy, his girlfriend was 85 years old. She was giving him 300 euros a month, which in Gambia, that goes far. And she had gave him 60,000 euros, and he bought like this massive plot of land. So he was explaining to them. So let me tell you, he was explaining to the interviewer. He said, "That's my woman, and I love her." And he said, "She's taking care of me." And he was like, and she's like, the guy was like, "Well, this woman is gonna die soon." And he's like, "Yeah, she's gonna die in my arms. Like she's gonna die here with me. She's gonna come here, and I'm gonna hold her." And he was dead serious. He wasn't laughing, giggling. He was like, "She's gonna die in my arms. I feel good about that." And I'm like, yo, so the poverty has these dudes like, hey, we gonna do what we gotta do to get about this mess.
I mean, America, they holding up signs. They got the game on lock over here. Like, they don't. Will you marry me? Like what?
Wow.
Like what?
They
winning.
Look. I'm about to say something. Y'all gonna be like, Sheffy, that's mean, but it is what it is.
Lord.
If you look at how many countries, I want to say it's like a good 300 or some holidays in a year of countries celebrating independence from Great Britain.
Come on.
Great Britain.
Come on.
So this sound like reparations to me.
Oh,
come on.
That's why I said
they getting what they owe.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Because I mean,
my podcast,
the British Empire ruined. The British Empire ruined civilizations on every single continent, but Antarctica still controls Australia. Still controls Scotland. And still controls pieces of Africa, the Virgin Islands, all of that. So,
the women that paying tax.
Power to you, brother.
I don't see nothing.
You know what? You know what? Listen. So I do support that side. The women that are going down there to do it, I don't know how to feel about them.
Look at them
because I can't say that they are exploiting because those guys think it's a fair trade. Those guys,
but their intent is to exploit. That's the thing.
Yeah,
them women are going down there to exploit,
and those men are getting exploited, and they're getting exploited. Yeah, it's like y'all are playing the game. Yeah.
Don't nobody want them. Nobody wants those women. They desperate. They lonely. They ain't had an orgasm. Like,
going to get that strong black man in Gambia, boy.
Come on. Look at these women. Nobody wants them. They going where like anybody will take them.
So, a man with a strong bite. He poor and he got a strong bite.
Look how old these women are.
Look at that one. Look at this.
Like she was tripping to me. He expect me to buy him a whole wardrobe. You done brought that man up out his country. Absolutely, he does. What you thought?
No, she did.
Of course she did. And then he got his visa and do
right. Look at this. Look at this. Side teeth missing and all. Them teeth come out. Them teeth come out. Yeah, that's straight gum action, boy.
Oh, I did.
That's straight gum action, boy.
Don't nobody want neither one of them.
Them teeth.
Let them be together.
Sit in a glass of water on her nightstand.
Yeah. She happy as can be.
And we stopped wearing our makeup like that in the early 2000s.
Okay.
Maybe the early 2010s, but we definitely stopped.
Love it.
But yeah, I don't feel bad for anybody who goes to another country in search of desperation because they are desperate.
Yeah.
Because you're only doing that because you couldn't pack it where you were. So you went to where you see, oh, well, they're desperate. They're going to love me. Passport Bros, same thing. Y'all
Same
going
thing.
to Thailand and all these countries talking about, well, they're more submissive there. Baby, she's submissive with you and about 10 other dudes.
Now I will say this. I had a brother, Eugene. I'm shouting him out. This man said he was gonna go overseas, and he didn't go from New York to the slums of nowhere. He went from New York to the upper class of where he went to. I don't want to put his, but he went from standard top tier to the standard top tier because he was like, I'm not going. And he said, he made it clear. He said, I'm not going over there to exploit nothing. I just want to live somewhere else. And he said, and I want to enjoy something else. He said, I'm not led by my dick. Now he's grown. You know, Eugene, I believe, is 50. So he, you know, and good looking brother in good shape.
On your Facebook page, let me look him up.
Look at you. See, But yeah, man.
Hey, I'm looking too, child.
See what Eugene look like.
Yeah, he tall, good looking brother in shape.
But you
yeah, man.
Look at your friends list here.
Yeah, no. He ain't. He's definitely he ain't one that got to go down. I've seen some brothers that when they said they was going somewhere else, I said, yeah, you better. He ain't one of them. He ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't one of them, man.
We just want to check him out, make sure you telling us the truth. That's all.
Yeah, man. Listen. I'm telling you, man. I when he pop up on my page, you know what I'm saying? You'll see him. I'm like, this the brother right here. He's solid. He give me a lot of shit here and there, and I give him some, but he real cool. But he's one of the ones that was like, hey man, it's a bad narrative because there are black men that are just traveling, just going to live abroad.
Did he find?
And then there's these Did
he find someone?
No, he's not down there doing that. He's just going to live.
Okay, I get you now. So
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was one of the ones like, because I used to give Passport Bros a lot of smoke. He was one of the ones that said, hey, there are those of us that are just going to live.
Got it.
And if we find love, we find this, but we just going to live, do business, everything else. Okay. Then there are those that are going to explore the sex market. And unfortunately, y'all lumping us in with these dudes. And we was like, yeah, unfortunately we are, because we giving the jokes. We not segregating all y'all to say, you know what I'm saying? And so some of them will be straight up, man, we just going to live somewhere else.
Yeah.
If I can go, if I'll be honest, if I had the money right now to go live in the Caracas Islands for the rest of my life, like, how could you not? Like, right now? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful black and brown people all over the place, speaking multiple languages, beaches, the weather, everything, you know. So why would you not? So I totally get it when that's what you do. Y'all ain't gonna passport sis it up. Casey, when the last time you was passport sissing it up?
What do you mean?
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah,
I was in Mexico last month.
I bet you was.
They love us over there.
I know they do.
But here's the thing about
I want to move to Mexico City so bad.
Here's the thing.
Mexico City blacker than Atlanta.
Okay, but
Frank, we got some passport sisters on here.
I see.
They put roots everywhere, but here's my thing. If you ain't black, like, no, I don't want you. You can compliment me all day long. If you're not black, I'm sorry.
Come on.
You can be cute.
Look at that.
We can have fun. I can salsa with you, dance. No, but if you're not black, no, you gotta be black. And when I say black,
that's what I'm talking about.
I want you all black sweatshirt I got on. You know, no, I'm
not you, Frank. Not you, Frank. That's not you.
Yeah, I'm not discriminating.
Yeah, you was,
Frank. But you know. But yes,
I like my man black and country.
Okay.
I need you to know what some field peas and oxtail is, baby.
Yeah. So,
and I don't mean no Jamaican oxtail. I mean the Georgia oxtail. Mm-hmm. The oxtail. You don't need to say the extra oxtail.
The oxtails. That's how they talk. Man, got an oxtail this week. Oxtails and rice this weekend.
I love them country, boy. Woo, I love them country.
He don't put no lotion on, boy. Them country boys, they don't put no lotion on.
Hey,
that's what I'm talking about.
Those always crack.
Look, they don't need no lotion because they skin be so moisturized from the sun, just blessing them.
They always sweating. They always sweating. They drink a lot of water. Yeah,
vegetable right out the grind, not the grind.
Right out the grind.
Look, them boys cook, clean, build stuff.
Yes.
What them city boys do? Go have.
Wait, hold on, calm down. Well, I'm a country boy too, so I'm a country boy that just so happened to be up in the city. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So don't make no mistakes.
So country boy know how to smoke meat.
Ooh. Wait, whoa! Don't do this. We're not gonna do this. We will not do this. There's no smoked brisket. Nobody's touching it. Nobody. I'm willing to listen. The next time I smoke one, I'm gonna have a championship belt on my shoulder going forward, and it's gonna say something about that smoked brisket.
I'm telling you, if my ex-husband smoked me a brisket, I might take him back. That man smoked meats. Ooh, child.
Yeah,
let me go on her page.
Yeah, man.
She said,
he gonna be back too. He gonna pull right up.
Some smoked wings.
Yeah, man.
He did a prime rib one year.
Yeah, man.
Good country boys, man. I love a country boy.
Gotta have it. Gotta. Look at he get mad. He get look. City boy get mad. City boy, pretty boy. He, Sam going. He go in the gym matching. His clothes match when he go in the gym. So he a pretty boy, city boy. He don't. He going there. Shoes be matching.
I'm from Decatur, Georgia.
Okay, Georgia. That's country. What you talking about?
No, no. Don't let him. That is not country. That is city.
He
from Decatur might as well be New York, Georgia.
Listen, he grew up right down the street from me. That boy, he talk country.
Or Mississippi or something like that.
No,
he can't be from the Atlanta metro area.
Yeah, he can't be from the Atlanta metro area.
He got to be from Sonoy.
He said, look, he said it like that on purpose, didn't he, Chef? Decatur, Georgia, like it was like
crazy.
Trips to the country with his grandma, his grandpa.
He ain't make that boy ain't been. That boy ain't made no trips nowhere.
You can get by with McDonough. We'll let that one slide. McDonough just got certified.
That boy, you
got to be from Riceville.
No. He a city boy.
Jackson, Georgia.
No,
there you go.
Jail.
I like
one stoplight, Georgia.
Yes.
That's it. I like running water.
Butts County.
I've
Doxter County. Well, you don't even know the name of the city. Screven County. You just know the county.
One school, and all the kids, all grades go to the same school.
Right. Ain't no street signs. Make a left at the next door.
His school is straight K through 12. That's the school. That's where you want him from.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Where they but 50 people in the town, but it's 6 churches.
That's what I'm telling you.
And they write it else backwards.
All the brick buildings are actually cinder blocks.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's how you know you in.
Boy, you are in the country. You see that shit, boy, for real.
Are you even
all right? So
anymore?
No, you somewhere different. All right, so we finna move on to Sheffy's topic. Sheffy requested this topic, the secret sexual side of doms. She requested this, so I'm gonna go ahead and bless y'all with it.
Forever ago.
Yeah, well, we now this video is gonna be a little lengthy. He talks for about 7 minutes, but he kind of breaks down some stuff. I watched it already, but I'm gonna get y'all's take on it. So go ahead, get ready, sit on back. You know what I'm saying, Frank? You know, they might be talking about you, they might be talking about me, they might be talking about Russell Wilson. Who knows who they talking about? But this dude talking that talk.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about dom and sub relationships, specifically about the secret sexual side of doms. And I'm going to start doing more dom and sub videos, so please stay tuned, since I was going over my channel analytics, and that's what you guys watch by far the most. So I'm going to be exploring a ton of topics. And I will preface this video by saying that a lot of people aren't going to want to hear what I have to say, but this is true, and I figured somebody needed to say this because no one says it. This is kind of like a something that gets swept under the rug, and a lot of people like to pretend like this doesn't exist. So, as far as dom sub relationships and the secret sexual side of doms is, nobody is one dimensional. Like, humans are very, very complex. And the law of the universe is, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So I'm guessing most of you know that, generally speaking, like, there are exceptions to this, But most people who are submissive outside of the bedroom like to be more dominant inside of the bedroom, and most people who are dominant outside of the bedroom like to be submissive inside of the bedroom. That's generally speaking what most people are. However, there are a lot of doms who are just dominant in pretty much every single aspect of their life, including in the bedroom. Now, as like the BDSM community, we like to think that these people are just, they're dominant all the time. They're just this ultra, alpha male, they're always in control. They're always, that very strong, dominant, masculine person, or, same thing can be said about a dominatrix, that they're always in control, and, that's just who they fundamentally are, and they never deviate from that. However, both of those are incorrect. And I've experienced this since I got into the adult industry. And the other day, the straw kind of broke the camel's back. And the thing is, and I'm including myself in this, there is no one person who is Dom or a dominatrix 100% of the time, period, end of story. Now, speaking from my personal experience and what I get, it is not uncommon for me. I mean, this happens so many times. I have lost count. I lost count years and years ago. How many times I will have a subscriber or a fan or another performer on Twitter or someone who's just a dom in the BDSM lifestyle, and they will contact me and they want to be completely submissive. They just, they'll spin it off with different, fetishes and things, as far as like SPH. I'm not going to say that because then, YouTube will demonetize the video. If you want to know what SPH is, Google it. But,
Time out.
There'll be guys who.
What did he
Time the fuck out.
What did he say wrong?
Small penis humiliation.
Yeah. That's the thing.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Small penis humiliation is a form of verbal erotic humiliation involving the penis where a dominant person usually consensually degrades a submissive penis. The practice may involve sexual act or just verbal humiliation itself. It may take place public or private. Boy, oh boy. I learn something new every day.
There's a fetish for everything.
I'll be trying to tell people.
Wow.
Continue.
So there's dudes out here that got little Peters. They want y'all to tell them it's little. I don't like it. Shut up over there, Mr. Little Dick. Like, you go sit in the corner over there with your little dick. And that turns them on?
But I wonder
where cuckolding came from, kind of.
Maybe they're not all small. Maybe they might be average to large, and they just need to hear your dick small.
Oh yeah, but even then,
no, it be the micros. It's micros.
Wait, you got experience in this too?
I've seen it before.
Oh
yeah.
Wait.
I've seen it done. I've seen the SPH done. I've never participated. I've never been into humiliation at all.
This is a new term for me because I understand dominatrix, some of the stuff they do, but SPH when it popped up, that's why I went and looked and I'm like, what the hell? I've never heard of that. That is
it usually comes with CBT.
What is that?
That is cock and ball torture.
What?
Y'all wanted to do this subject. Yes, it usually comes with some form of that. Sometimes it comes with feminization.
What does the torture? I'm stuck. Don't just speed past that. What is torture? What? How do you torture it? Like when
it could be impact play where they're like hitting it with things. I've seen saline injections.
What?
Urethral play.
You gotta be fucking
insertions. You have the actual like cages that keep you from getting erections.
I've seen
There's a
those.
whole
I've
lot
seen
of-
I've seen those in stores. Insertions, saline injections
in the pee hole.
Sounding is typically in the urethra. Yes, that's where they put metal rods down.
Oh shit! Speed past that. Speed. Never mind. I need no further details. Ooh, boy, that make you pucker up,
it's
boy.
a lot. It's a lot. When I was heavy in the lifestyle, this has been 15 years. No, it ain't been that long. No, it has. It's been almost like 12, 13 years.
Oh, how do you see
I would frequent the events and you would see some things and it's like, wow, y'all are something. It's never a judgment because
you can't. Yeah. When you, I've never seen
wow.
that extreme. But when we would go to a lifestyle club, you're gonna see things, and the best thing you could do is either observe or keep it moving. But you don't gawk, you don't laugh, you don't joke. They'll get you up out of there. But I've never
push you out so fast.
Yeah, but I've never known a man that would. I thought that was a joke. I thought that was something somebody made up.
No, it's real, very real. You got I've seen a demonstration with hammers on the testicles.
Okay. This male, the guy who wants something like that, he must already he has nerve damage and he can't feel it.
No, not at all.
There's no way there's no way.
Because I mean, but you have to think about the masochism end of that. Some of them want the pain. There's endorphin rush from pain. So that pain for those people is almost like orgasm, and it can lead to orgasm.
There's no kind of no. Well, you know what?
Yes,
I wasn't ready. I did not. I did not come to this conversation. I did not come to this conversation as prepared as I thought I did. I came very ill prepared. But you know what? I'm gonna keep it.
We're kind of deviating from the topic.
Yeah. SP, and they'll be into SPH behind closed doors, or they'll want to be dominated, or tons of other things. And the reason is because they're so used to playing that dom or dominatrix role all the time that they need an outlet for that. However, they can't do that publicly because it's going to ruin their brand, it's going to ruin their image, whatever. In most BDSM communities tend to be tight knit, involving a handful of clubs or certain websites or whatever. And if it were to get out that like, oh, this dom actually likes to do A, B, and C in side of the bedroom and likes to be submissive sometimes, it's like we have this notion or this idea that, oh my god, all of a sudden their credibility drops to zero. And even furthermore, they don't feel like they can express that to their partner. Because you're like, let's say me and you are dating and I'm your dom, and I tell you that I just want to be completely submissive today, and I want to do A, B, and C. The very first thing that's going to go through 99.9% of doms' minds is that all of a sudden your attraction to me is going to capsize and drop to zero. So the main reason why I'm doing this video is I would like to hopefully change this in the BDSM community. That, like I literally have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages, and some of them are from very, very high profile people who you would never guess in a million years would ever want to play the submissive role. And the reason that they come to me, and I'm guessing to other people as well, is because they know I would never out them. I would never out someone in any video. I mean, my, clients' confidentiality, it's of the utmost importance. I mean, even I wouldn't, tell a lifelong partner. I don't even tell my best friend. That's just fundamentally who I am. But they're coming to me to seek that outlet because they can't get it anywhere else. They can't get it in their relationship. They can't get it with a play partner in the community because it's going to destroy their brand, or it's going to destroy their image, or people are going to think less of them. And it's really, really heartbreaking, because the thing is, it's totally okay to be a dom, 90% of the time, or 95% of the time, or 80% of the time, and enjoy being, submissive every once in a blue moon, or, on certain occasions, or whatever it is. Like me, myself, God knows I've had plenty of times where I'm just like, "Oh, crucify me. Like, just take control, do whatever you want." Like, I have no problem admitting it, because I really just don't give two shits what anybody thinks. But the vast majority of doms aren't able to do that, whether that's, their job or the community or whatever it is. So I really just wanted to bring light to this subject, and, show that I would wager 95%, if not more, percent of doms do like playing the submissive role from time to time. Could be once a month, could be once a year, could be once every 5 years. But they are going to have that urge, because it needs to balance out in the end. You can't just do one thing 100% of the time. If you're pulling a rubber band this way, you can only pull it for so long before it snaps back the other direction. So, those of you who are watching who are submissive, understand that, regardless of how often this urge happens, your dom is going to have that urge. And don't perpetuate this BS by not allowing them to express that side, however often that is. So I really, really just wanted to bring this topic to light. I wanted to address this, and I wanted to point out that, hey, this does actually.
That is interesting. I wasn't expecting that shit. I thought he was gonna go into something way, way different, but it makes sense. It makes sense when women talk about the work they do. Some women work in corporate settings, or work in settings where they're supervisors, whether it is, whether that, and they got to lead, they got to take charge, they got to do this, that, and the third. And when they get home, all they want to do is serve. All they want to do is relax and let the man take over. And so spin that around the other way as a man. I guess if you're a man in the world, and in the world you're dominant 100% of the time, because that's what the world requires of you, maybe you want to go home and be a pillow princess. Maybe I guess I can't. Maybe because I'm out in the world, and I'm not out in the world needing to be dominant in every facet. So I live a balanced life outside.
You're in the military, so
right, but
it's the mission right there.
Right, we have to bow down. We got to play the politics. We got to but you also got people under you. So you got to balance. You got to be balanced in the military. Now, so in my bedroom life, I can be dominant without this feeling of you see what I'm saying. But I've never wanted to be dominated.
Because that's what I'm thinking, Manuel. As I'm listening to him, it's just playing, like most people don't know that because you're a man, they think like you're masculine, you're all masculine, but they don't understand, like, even though she's a woman, I'm a woman, you're a man, we're both masculine and feminine.
Right.
We need to create a balance. And some people find their balance in these ways. You know what I mean? So you're finding balance, you say, like in your life in other ways, so you don't feel like you got to go home and be dominated, because you have people that are over you, but you have people that are under you. But then you have like women in the boardroom that's like, do this, blah, 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 and they got to be masculine all day. They just want to go home and be like, have your run of it. You know what I mean? So I get it. And I feel like I'm that way. Like I tend to be, I'm working more on trying to like get in touch with my feminine side, you know. And I feel like a lot of women have to be masculine for different reasons. I'm one of those, being like a single mother, and so we gotta, you know, but depending on my mood, sometimes like I like to dominate and I like to be dominated. You know what I mean? It just depends on my mood. We're multi, you know, like dimensional people. And so what works for one don't work for the other. And you know, it just is what it is. And so
I think the extremes are what. So I think I agree with him, because even as men that are preferably dominant, like we might lean that way. It's just like when a man says, "Man, I like every now and then when your woman compliments you," or "I like when my woman takes control," or "I like when she makes the first move." That's a form of stepping, of pursuit of dominance that we don't always want to have to wear, you know. So now it's the extremes for me that he was talking about. Like, hey man, look, man, you ain't about to choke me, man. You ain't about to, like, it's certain things you ain't finna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now you got a little strong there, because now we wrestling. You know what I'm saying? So that kicks off the more dominant version of me. I'm like, whoa, you got a little strong. So now I got to get strong. Now we strengthening here.
But that makes me wonder, does it have to do with like, because a lot of stuff like is a result of like what we've experienced in childhood.
Right.
So that makes me wonder, were they abused? Like,
right.
You know, they were like physically abused. And so it might be something that mentally.
Sometimes.
We don't know.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. Some people have high pain tolerance, you know, and it borders the line of pleasure. You know what I mean? So we don't know. Everybody's different. So it's not for us to judge.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what they do ain't hurting us. So do you.
The pain tolerances though. Hold on. The
Power
pain
dynamics
tolerances
though is a little bit different than that. Because for a power dynamic to exist, there has to be the extreme of one or the other.
Right.
This is why you see, you know, dominatrix, they make their money from typically very wealthy men.
Yeah.
Those men are typically CEOs of companies. They're head of their households. These men spend
leaders of organizations.
Right.
Yeah.
99% of their time in powerful positions. So this is why that 1% of the time has to be drastically on the other end of the spectrum. When I first got into this area, I presented as a dominant woman, and I had men that would seek me for whatever. I wasn't a dominatrix. I didn't charge people or anything like that. But they
should have made your money, girl.
Nah. Because at that point it becomes a job, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want a job. I mean, it was just, you know, exploration. Because for me, how I even got into it was exploring my own pain tolerance, to be honest. It's kind of where it started. But every time it would be, you know, those folks who would want to submit to me, it was because of those extremes. They were so used to the other side of it being, you know, presenting as something else for so long, that a lot of people, I think, just get burned out on being the head of everything. So this is how it presents itself. It presents itself in an almost sexual way, because to give of yourself in the opposite sexually is kind of primal. You're capturing your base instinct and letting that lead you versus a logical thought. Not to say that BDSM is illogical.
This just break that down in it, boy. She's smart, ain't her? She's smart, ain't her?
It is illogical, but so much as sometimes the body is seeking something that is so extreme to level the playing field.
Yeah.
Even myself, when I experienced Dom Drop for the first time, which Dom Drop is essentially When you have been in an arena, you're playing and whatever, the endorphins are flowing, but then suddenly a day or two later or something, everything just kind of drops. Just like postpartum for women, after you have your baby, the hormones just drop and it causes this deep-seated sadness. It happens for the submissive. It also happens for the dom. When I experienced that for the first time, I thought like something was wrong with me. And that it was like, oh, I had this feeling of resentment, I think, or I can't even remember. I remember I just felt really bad that I had the experience with the person, even though nothing happened wrong, but I felt bad that I did the act, which it wasn't sexual. It was impact play. I and I work with
and just for anybody that might be listening, sometimes the clarifying factor in all that is that everybody thinks that not everybody, but a lot of people think that sub-dom relationship dynamics have to do with sex. Some of them have zero sex involved. Like when I first ever heard it, I was like, okay, y'all dominate each other, and then it transitions to some sexual. No. There are some people they just want to be told what to do, told what not to do, told to sit down, shut up, be quiet, and that is the fix. And they pay thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars.
It's the bulk mental, like 90%.
Because you got to know how to do that right. You just can't be like, go do this and no, say that with some authority. Like I need you to, you know. So yeah, I can see why they make money doing it because it gotta come from the chest. You know,
you think you can do it, Casey? You think you can do it?
Oh, now I need to get paid for it. I've been doing it all my life. I need to get paid for
right.
Yes, like I could do that. Like. They'll be scared of me. No,
and y'all can't see Casey, but Casey's got some height on her too. So she walk across the room and she get loud.
But you don't even have to get loud. It's just being authoritative.
It's just being authoritative.
It's just presence.
It's just presence. Yeah.
Like I work with children, and so all I got to do is look at them a certain way, or like, you know what I mean. Sometimes you just change their voice because you got to speak to them sweet all day. But when you want them to do something and you look, you can't get physical with them, you change that little tone in your voice and they be like, oh,
yeah.
She ain't nice, right? You know what I mean? Like, but you gotta believe what you saying. You can, you know what I mean? You can't just tell nobody and be like, do this. Right. You know what I mean? You gotta mean and it like, you know, I'm listening to her talk. It creates, you know, like this feeling like, oh shit, tell me again. Like what? You know, sit down, you know. So yeah,
it's definitely a dynamic that I think a lot of people parody the dynamic, and that causes confusion because the dynamic elicits real emotion, real feelings, and people aren't ready for that.
Right.
Folks don't know emotional masochism is a thing.
Yeah.
And people are walking around here in emotionally masochistic and sadistic relationships right now and don't even know it.
No, yep. You know what it reminds me of?
They haven't given a title to it. They just think, oh, well, you know, he's just working on himself and I'm just helping him through it. No, baby, he's an emotional sadist and you're a masochist for it.
You know what?
And when you think about like the substitute teacher, nobody respects the substitute teacher. She don't got authority.
It's like,
you know what I mean? But the teacher, she come in that room. You know, turn to page 5. You know what I mean?
You know when Sheffy said a lot of people parody it, it reminds me of like when, and we've talked about this before, when 50 Shades of Grey came out, and then everybody, all women in the world wanted a Grey. Everybody, and then I remember
y'all ain't about that life.
Yeah, because I'm like, and I remember I explained, and I talked about it before. I remember I dated somebody who thought they was about their life, so put them in restraints, and they hyperventilate. They weren't ready for what it felt like to physically no longer have control over what was going on. It's like, whoa.
You ain't provide no before care before you put that child in some restraint.
No. Listen, you can do all that. There's a lot of people who think they like the lights off until the lights go off. There's a lot of men. I'm telling you, there's people.
You like she said. So you have to be prepared to release that control.
Right.
Because you're gonna want to fight against it.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that the energy gonna be like, you can't tell me. No, you can't restrict. Like, you gonna want to fight and you gonna panic. Anxiety gonna keep like you gotta.
I'm sorry, I would have bust out laughing on.
Now look. Let me tell you, that situation. That's exactly what happened. I laughed and I said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Let's take a step back. I'm gonna get you there." And
what's her name? She on your Facebook too?
I'm gonna get you there. No, I've never dated or had any sort of sexual relationships with anybody that's on my Facebook whatsoever. It's never happened.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the
Good
world.
for you.
Okay.
Good for
Yeah,
you.
but
No, I follow.
But I remember even in my training as a dom, because I actually had a mentor. He would purposely put me in submissive positions. And I remember the first time he did, and I don't mean positions like physically necessarily, but like he would have me journaling. I would have to report to him, whole nine. And he said, for you to understand and respect the submissive mind, you have to know what it goes through. Yeah. And I mean, to this day, Noble is boo all day. Anytime I see him in the streets of Atlanta, Noble is boo. Boo and Bay. Because he literally taught me more about leadership in general. It was just, in order to lead, you have to know how to follow.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely
it's like a beautiful dance.
Yeah.
So
that is absolutely
and people
true.
ain't ready for that. So they have these preconceived notions of, and this goes even deeper than just dom and sub. If a man cries, he a punk, because that is seen as something soft. But to be in control of your emotions is a very dominant thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of the and when I listened to what he was saying, no, people are not going to be 100%. I'm in controlling mode all the time. It's impossible. Completely impossible. I did it for a long time. Would I do it now? No. I tell people, period. I did it for 16 years. I am retired. I ain't doming nothing. I'm trying to sit somewhere and with a bowl of grapes and a leaf, rubbing some feet. I'm over it. Okay. I'm done. I've led everything. I lead everything in my business. I'm done. I'm trying to submit. Period.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to cook and clean. I ain't having no more babies, but I'm trying to cook and clean. and
at least one.
New. I'm trying to live that.
Manuel, you gonna have at least one?
Nah, I'm physically unable. I'm physically unable. I got that taken care of.
I'm telling you, sexiest thing on a man is a vasectomy right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I said no more babies.
Yeah, I said I can't do it. Okay, so I do want to segue to something respectful. This was very respectful. I'm not finna hate on the dom guy. That was respectful, man. I got shocked a little bit. I must say I got shocked. Frank, you missed out on that segment, man. I'm pretty sure you died out the moment.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I had my phone playing. I was listening to it. I just had nothing to add to it.
Oh, okay. Well, one of the ones I want to talk about, we got two more, but I want to talk about Busta Rhymes is on Angela Yee's show. And this dude paid homage to all the black women that have got him to the point where he is now. And man, it's something good to see. And I would hope that any black man that has in his lifetime experienced what Busta Rhymes has experienced, even just on a regular level. He's a multi, we know what he is as far as status. and hip hop status, and we know what he is. But just regular dudes, if we have an experience similar to his, we got to be able to pay homage like this man did. And so I wanted to share what he did and get y'all thoughts on it. Stand by.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and we definitely way up today because Busta Rhymes is here.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk, boss lady.
Listen,
come on.
Busta, I first want to talk about the fact that you have so many women that have been very instrumental in your career.
That's a
Before we
fact.
started this, we talked about Electra and Sylvia Rome.
Yes, queen.
I saw your engineer posting about how excited she was.
Oh, Rebecca.
Is that her name? I just saw.
My tour manager.
Okay.
It's Rebecca Force. Oh, no. Delaney.
Yeah.
Delaney.
See, so
Sonics
your
by
tour
Delaney.
manager, woman.
No,
Delaney is
Delaney.
a woman who's your engineer,
Yeah.
which I feel is very rare.
Yeah.
You know, in this business. And then the women that you have on the album, I saw your tribute to Missy Elliott, what you wrote to her.
Yeah.
And I just appreciate the fact that you've always been so embracing of women, because this is an industry where that doesn't always happen,
Right.
both on the mic
Thank
and
you,
behind
Queen.
the scenes.
Thank you so much, Queen. For me, my greatest successes and my biggest support came from women, but the woman that it started with was my mom's, because my pops, you know, God rest his soul, he wasn't a fan of none of this rap thing. Like his whole thing, you know, he's the old-fashioned, stern, strong-willed Jamaican man.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole thing was, you need to learn this trade. I'm a licensed electrical contractor. I respect people that learn trade, and we live and we provide, secure the stability for our families based on trade. So a bunch of his friends is carpenters and plumbers, and, you know, they do masonry and electricians, and he ain't trying to hear nothing else that is like a gamble in life that ain't got no history of stability.
Right.
Especially when it comes to lives that you got to be eventually responsible for once you start having kids and get older. But his thing was really, it was a real weird experience for me. As leaders of the new school, we did a amateur night at the Apollo performance one time. We had spent money to go in the studio. We working in Spectrum City at the time, which was the headquarters for Public Enemy in Long Island. They had a brother named Paul Shabazz that had a studio downstairs. And we save our money. We give Paul Shabazz some money. He let us rock, create our music. We created 2 songs. We saving money to make sure we got our fits and all of that. We go there, we do it. We got booed. My pops was there.
Ooh.
And he just hit me with I told you this was a bunch of bullshit, and wasting your time with this dumb shit. And you need to just focus on, I don't want to even hear about no more of this rap shit. So my mother was way different. My mom's was with whatever I was with as long as it kept me out the street.
Mm-hmm.
So she would cook food and bring it to the studio for me, Dinko and Brown.
Oh, that's nice.
Just to make sure we wasn't running up in a Chinese food spot all the time or the deli to get sandwiches.
She's like, I'm just happy to see my son in some place.
Yeah, because
passionate about something.
That's a fact, Angela, because, you know, I was finding mischief in Brooklyn, which is why she took me out of Brooklyn to take me to Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, my mother signed my deal when I was 17 because I wasn't old enough to sign it.
Right.
So that support led to me ultimately being able to tell her she could quit her job once I got kicked out of Leaders and I got my solo deal.
Right. Man, can we go back to getting booed at the Apollo, though? That had to be such an awful feeling because like, what was the rest of that night like?
Nah, it was a lot of, there was tears.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I cried. Like, that embarrassment, you can't, at that time too, you didn't even know how to deal with that. So the embarrassment from getting booed and then getting dragged off the stage and then your pops beating you in the head with the shit talk.
Right.
All of that combined it was a traumatic feeling for me. It almost made me feel like I didn't want to do it. And what kept me so determined though was, you know, my pops wasn't the type of pops that gave me a choice. Like, it was, you coming to work with me. So like on weekends, instead of letting me run around with the homies in the street and find mischief, I had to go work with him. And I'm in these abandoned buildings in Bed-Stuy and Brownsville and in Crown Heights that they was being contracted to my father was being contracted to put electricity in the whole building.
Mm-hmm.
His homies would be the carpenters and the plumbers, and all of them would have different roles to play in the same construction that was happening in this building. Same work. So me being at work with him at 12, 13 years old, I'm trying to be a kid still. I don't want to be there with him in these nasty ass buildings. They was wet. They had big ass cockroaches, rats running around, and everything was just nasty, filthy, and cold. And it was just that whole experience. It was like, I'm not.
I don't see this in my future.
This. Word, I'm not doing none of this. Let me get this rap thing popping for real, because number one, I want to hit him with the "I told you so." That what I thought I was passionate about and believed in, I was right about it, and I'm gonna secure this win. And you're not going to deter me from this determination that I have to secure this win. Number one, and number two, I don't want to come back to this work environment so much. I want to stay away from it so much that I'm going to become iller with the rhyme. I'm going to go to the extreme when I get on stage. Any opportunity that I get, I'm going to overdo it to make sure that I'm cutting deep into the souls of everybody that's watching me, or that I get an opportunity to do it in front of again. And I also don't want to ever experience getting booed like that.
Right, that's tough. And when they bring that Sandman out, we think about that now. That is really like crushing.
Yo, the nigga come out there and do that little funny ass dance.
You're like, what? Yeah.
With the what? Yo, that shit is the worst shit. So for my moms, to Mona Scott Young.
You're right. Mona Scott was your person at Violator.
Yeah. To Rebecca Foster, my tour manager for 32 years. Mona Scott Young. She helped evolve me from just the MC and the rapper to the movies. She did all of the movie deals. She did all of the branding and strategic partner alliance deals with the Mountain Dew commercials that we was doing, and just all of the things that I got into the diversified portfolio. And then there was another woman by the name of Monica Novo that was very instrumental in me doing a lot of development property investing.
Okay.
So it was really a lot of women that was helping me secure my wins. Missy was another one that was like a source of inspiration for me to pull from, because she showed me so much love, being that I was out before her, and always made me feel appreciated for how much I inspired her. That when she finally delivered with what she was doing, and I heard how crazy she was with it,
right,
she was inspiring me in return. And then what really gelled it was when she asked me to be on her first album, and I was like, I'm already OD fanning out on the low. Let me let you understand something. Not only am I gonna do this, but I'm with you forever.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill it, and whatever you want to do, let's do it forever. So it was just all of that, and then Sylvia Rohn going super hard for me, for Missy. You know, the history that I made with that woman and continue to make with that woman. She really introduced me to everything, the different tax brackets, there was things that she did for me while I was going through. Wherever I laid my hat was my home, and sliding up and everything, and acting like I ain't had no sense when I was young, and having multiple women pregnant. And I'm super blessed and fortunate that, you know, all of those relationships ended up being cool. But back then they was challenging.
It takes some time to get there.
It took a lot of time to get cool.
And maturity.
Yeah, maturity for sure. My kids, you know, you never really get the proper manual or book on how to be a decent father. You go on what you was raised to do, and based on the way I was raised, I'm thinking that I'm doing everything right. But a lot of things didn't happen the way they were supposed to, because, you know, again, the conflicts with the mothers, it was getting in the way of me in the relationship dynamic with my kids.
Yeah, co-parenting is tough, and sometimes the kids end up being like the collateral damage in the middle.
For sure. And the beautiful part was the sacrifice that was made for me to win custody of 3 of my kids for one of my children's mothers, and having my mother there to help provide the stability while I was out sacrificing to secure the food on the table. It was such a needed component in my life, not only so that I could have my mind in a place of balance and focus because I know they're in a good environment, being taken care of. And don't get me wrong, the mothers for my children, they did an amazing jobs with my kids too, which is why I'm so fortunate with my kids now.
Man, I can, for as long as that dude's been around, he had that one tour manager for 32 years, he said.
Mm-hmm.
And every step of the way, I didn't hear him. Now, I'm sure some other men was in there, but I didn't hear him mention no dudes.
Not a one.
And I understand the balance of a dad. You know, a dad is stability and mom's gonna sow into your dreams. I think that's the way it's supposed to be anyway. But to add to that, along the way, they always say a CEO or a business owner or a business manager or men that are rich and successful, they always make sure they have some women in their circle that is making some shit shake. Because who's the better multitaskers? Let's be real. I mean, listen, I do not multitask well. I can do it.
Child, we out here with undiagnosed ADHD.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Listen, and y'all function, but y'all need it. Y'all need it to do what y'all got to do the way y'all do it. Like men get tunnel visioned, and we forget about what's on the stove. Women are typically, you know what I'm saying, something's on the stove, something's in the washer, and a kid just fell down the stairs, so the ambulance is out front. So she managing it all, like it's all going. You know what I'm saying? And it seems chaotic, but shit's getting done. So when you have women in your circle that are like nurturing all that and managing all that, the fact that he pays respect to it, I think a lot of men have those experiences, but don't oftentimes get to speak up on it. And in this environment right now, with so many black men being anti-black women, it was dope to hear, you know, somebody with that much influence share that, hey, in his experience, he gives the credit to all those women along the way. I thought that was dope.
Black women are the shit.
Y'all are.
You were talking about how we're in this whole, how women have helped men in that way, and you haven't seen them pay homage in this way. I don't know that a lot of people appreciate that help in the midst of the help. Because I can guarantee you can go back to all them women he talking about during the time that they were helping him.
He might have been a dick here and there. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure. Because we bullheaded. We are bull.
My ex-husband tell me all the time, I owe a debt I could never repay.
Get why you couldn't give your flowers then? Give me my flowers while I'm doing it.
Right.
You know what I used to hear? I used to hear that I was so great and that when I get on, I'm going, you know, when I get, never came. So.
Oh, wait. Hold on. The men would be like, you're so great. And when I get on, I'm going double.
Yes. You're going to be taken care of for life. Like, I appreciate everything you are, everything you've done. You ain't never going to have to worry about anything. And I do what I do because I am who I am. So I don't expect anything in return. But it's the fact that they was like, you so awesome. I can't believe you helped me in this way and lift me up in this way. I could never repay you, but I am. And then when but I was like,
but I am.
But you know who got me? The universe got me. God got me. Like, so
that part.
Okay.
Because that trying to be stressing you out. They hear all of that.
I'm getting paid. So hey.
Man, I get tired of exes coming back. You were such a good woman to me. I just didn't deserve you. No, nigga, you didn't.
I've never met anyone like you. And I still haven't. I know this.
I know.
You know, I've always said, we say this to Sheffy all the time. We like me and Frank are like her little security. We like run them all by us now. Run them all by us.
I hold y'all to it too.
Because man, I have noticed in my lifetime, men and women, but I'm gonna stick specifically to the women. The ones that do the most and are the empaths and everything else, man, I'd be like, boy, some of y'all need some bodyguards. Like for real, some of y'all need some people that say, all right, you can come through there and sit, because y'all are just gonna do what y'all do, right? And so then y'all pour and y'all pour and y'all pour. But then if there's no reciprocity, it sucks. That's why there needs to be a bodyguard. They didn't even say, no, you can't talk to my mama. No, you can't talk to my wife. No, you can't talk to my sister. No, you can't talk to my friend. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
But you know I have people like that. My sister, my close friends, they're like that with females and males. Like they're like,
good.
She don't deserve to be your friends, or he don't deserve your, like they for real about it. Like, no, they don't deserve you. Good. So I have my sister and my friends are like that. So
good. I'm like that. I'm like that with my young. I'm like that with my youngest brother and my dad. Like I'm really like they can't tell me problems too much, because they know I go on it's a switch, and whoever the problem is, I'm letting them know that, okay, I know you're a problem now. Yeah, I know you're a problem. You're a problem for them now. So me and you, I got a problem with you too. And so they usually try to keep me out the loop a little bit. You know what I'm saying? For a minute, hey man, we'll keep him out the loop. They'll tell me problems, but they'll keep them from me for a minute before they finally say, all right, I gotta talk to you. Hey man, come on, man.
And even listening to Busta Rhymes talk, it's like, it's great that all these women have put you on, and it's great that you are paying homage to them now. But how much? What did you? And I hate the but, and I hate that it even popped up in my head, because it shouldn't be an instance where there is a but. But being one of those type of women, the but always comes, and it's like, but what hell did you put them through to get there? And I hate that I feel that way.
But what if he didn't? But what if he didn't?
This is Busta Rhymes we talking about. He did.
I just lost my sound. Hold on.
Talking about all them baby mamas he got.
Oh, how the hell did this happen?
I heard that he was like, I got 3 of my kids from one of the moms. I was like,
this man, he put them woman through some stuff. He did, and he did, because typically.
But you know what?
What you saying back there, my well?
Do we give him credit for elevating and getting to the point where he can appreciate the women? Do we give him credit for that?
Yeah, we do.
Because he could have took it to his grave and been like, I got here on my own. You know what I mean? Like,
I would wonder if he's at least, which I think so, because when he got to Missy, the way he explained that, I felt that, because he said the way she showed to me, and then I reversed it and said, I'm riding for you for life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was already established. You know what I'm saying? But she followed in his footsteps, and he said, it was a reciprocal. So I would hope, and honestly, I followed, he's one of my favorite artists, and I've heard a lot about him. The men complain about him. I haven't heard the women. I've heard the men say that's a motherfucker to deal with. Yeah, like there was a video a guy put out some time back, like, this dude's a dick. Like, he's a real straight hearted. Now, they didn't say, I've never heard the women say anything, and they didn't say nothing about women, but the guys that were, I forget the name of the rapper. It was a rapper specifically saying, yo, he treated me, I didn't like it. And there was a couple other brothers like, yeah, man, that dude's a hard ass. They're like, he comes back later and he like acknowledged some things, but they're like, yeah, that was a bad experience. But I understand what you're saying, Chef. Like, you hope that he's, made it worth their while and showed that appreciation along the way, that, what I'm saying, y'all sisters held it down, and I thoroughly appreciate it. I know I try to regularly, all the women that are still alive in my life that I know have contributed. Anytime we have a conversation, it's like, yo, auntie, grandma, sister, whomever it is, I appreciate that, because man, that time you held me accountable, or that time you showed up when somebody else didn't, or that time you put some money in my pocket when, like, whatever it was along the way, man, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? because I personally have had so many good experiences to where I can't identify with these dudes that have had bad. Like all these dudes that are claiming that they've had all these trash experiences, they're speaking a different language to me. So I'm just like
a lot of the trash experiences is they gravitate to trash people.
You are what you attract.
But you know, okay, so I will use this one. I will say this. If a dude had like a mom and his mom is just totally he ain't responsible for that. But we know that trajectory of his life, because he's had that bad experience with that mom, you know, men with mommy issues, right? That one bad experiences can lead, right? It can lead to so many more.
But until they recognize that relationship and that dynamic, they're going to continue to attract
absolutely
woman in their life.
I would hope, man. Me and somebody were just talking about this the other day, and they were talking about a man and a mother and the respect dynamic. And they said, if a man doesn't respect his mother, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, it depends. I said, does he not respect his mother, or does he disrespect his mother? They're different. Because you cannot respect anybody. But for me to go out of my way to disrespect you, it says more about me than it does about you. I'm like, so if he's going out of his way to disrespect, there might be a reason why. It might be valid, but he hasn't healed whatever it is he needs to heal. And go ahead.
If a man disrespect a woman in general, I don't care if she's sophisticated, high class, or what we saw in that video. If you disrespect women in general, that says everything. You don't respect women. So how can I accept you treating me kindly when you can't treat her? You know what I mean? Like,
because if you don't respect an individual, you just can ignore them.
And
I don't know if I agree with that.
You can't ignore them.
No, some people need to get slapped.
But
and sometimes gender don't matter.
Get your cousin to do it. Not you shouldn't do it. Get your girl cousin.
Well, I mean, no, I don't expect him to do it unless she run up on him. If he knock her out at that point, baby, it's self-defense.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where it's like everybody has a reason for everything. Now, if you just going out here blatantly just disrespecting women, or that's different. But if it's like one particular woman who done rubbed you wrong by 20-11 times,
and she keep crossing you
to her, I'll be like, man,
it's
just don't let me knuckle her up real quick for you.
There's two sides of that, because you can like what we say, that nice nasty put a person in place, or you can exercise your ego and your pride, and that says a lot about you when you can like check yourself and be like, I don't have to like address her. I don't have
no, you don't. And but everybody ain't that healed. And I'm okay with people still. I'm okay with God still working on some folk.
We trying to get there. We ain't all there, but that's why I said there's two sides. We trying to
get
there. Ignore her,
man.
You know,
Hey, Casey, we hold on, Casey. We gotta get on Chef sometime, because let me tell you, she has a line on here. She always talk about putting somebody on a shirt. She is ready to take it there sometimes, boy.
Look, my way, I don't bother nobody. I don't.
Right.
So if somebody has said something to me to get me to the point where I'm now cussing you out, baby, you
had to get there. You had you know what?
Sometimes you gotta go there.
I don't apologize.
I'm not arguing. Sometimes you gotta let a person know who the fuck you are. But what I'm saying is also on the other side, when you exercise restraint, that also says a lot about you, about the control and like you said, the healing and the practice that you've done on yourself. It says a lot. But sometimes
some dudes don't even exercise restraint, and they don't even look to. They can't wait for a moment. I remember a dude said this on a post. I said, bro, you seem like the type that you can't wait to read a woman. He said, oh, absolutely, every opportunity I can. I said, whoa. I said,
your boy Frank friend?
No. This is another one. And then when the dude said that, I said, bro, you got to get that checked out. I said because
they be
I'm like because
that Dom in the comments. They want to tackle women and put them.
Like he can't. They can't wait to read. And I've had listen. I've had women come from my neck on posts and in comments, and I've had people inbox me, bro. Boy, you did good right there, boy. I expected you to turn up, and I was just like, boy, you know, that I felt it in
married
me.
now.
I'm just like, nah, bro. I'm not gonna do it. I'll unfollow it, and I'll let them argue with themselves, and it'll reflect back on them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't crossed. There's a line that they probably could cross. They haven't crossed. And I'm glad that I'm able to back away, you know, slowly. I don't know, Frank, if you was able to hit a Busta Rhymes thing and everything he had to say about the women in his life. Were you able to check that?
Not all of them. I've been bouncing around that damn parenting.
He said that damn parenting.
I was so upset that he had to parent.
But Busta Rhymes was
broken about that thing.
But Busta Rhymes was basically paying respect, you know, just showing love all along the way in his life with his mom and all the women in his life, was basically saying like he's where he is today because women have basically held him down in some way, shape, or form, you know what I'm saying, all along the way. And I was like, man, it's good to hear that hear a black man paying homage to the black women in his life like that in this climate we're in now. Like, I'm like, man, we need more of that because I know it exists.
My bad, man. I'm distracted right now.
All right, wait, hold on. Well, don't worry. We got one more topic. You gonna be able to stay through you got this last topic? You got time? Look at him. He looking up now.
Like, y'all don't leave me alone.
Yeah. He said y'all know what Wednesday is.
It's okay, Frank. Me and George coming to see you next week.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there probably Wednesday night.
All right, so the last
I'll
one,
be on for the podcast. And I'm gonna be there for the weekend. Help my mama.
Yeah, you gotta be on for the podcast. I don't know what you think this is. You and George. Choose. So the last one we got is this one is relatively serious. I wonder if hold on, did I load this one? Hold on, I might not have loaded it. This video. Hold on, what the hell happened? I thought I did.
Your technical difficulties.
You know what? Today it's been a little. But hold on, there you go. Yeah, I got it. All right. Want to talk a little bit about gentrification. I know good and well we have all bared witness to gentrification on some level. If you're in a major city of any sort, if you lived on the black side of town at any point, if you even visited the black side of town and you wasn't raised over there, you have to have seen at some point in your life some gentrification. So this particular video, like I said, it's a little lengthy, but y'all can stop me at any given point. I'm gonna probably jump through a few of them. One part is a brother. He's actually here in Louisville, and he's explaining what he's seeing as far as gentrification goes. Then there's the definition, and then there's Atlanta. I got Atlanta's mayor and Louisville's mayor. They're talking about what they're doing in efforts to kind of make sure that Black people in those areas aren't so displaced and so unfortunate when gentrification inevitably does take place. So basically the pros and cons of gentrification, and I know we all probably got our thoughts on that, the good and the bad of it. So I'm going to hit the play on the video now.
Hey, what up, Louisville? Hey, something popped up on my timeline today that I wanted to address real quick. I don't know if you caught the news. If you didn't, I posted an article on my page from WLKY or one of the other mainstream media outlets. And what the article basically was saying was that today, Metro Council voted to officially extend the downtown area of Louisville to West 12th Street. Now, why I wanted to address this is because what you're witnessing is what's called gentrification. What gentrification is when you have poor neighborhoods that have become run down,
and you have wealthy investors come into those neighborhoods and buy the properties for pennies on the dollar in attempts to revitalize the neighborhood. Now, what typically happens when these neighborhoods are revitalized is that families are displaced, and the original the area becomes a wealthy neighborhood, and the original residents never end up returning to the neighborhoods that they lived in for decades. The reason I wanted to address this is I don't know if you've been keeping up with the trends across the country, but this is something that's happening in all major cities across the country. It's happening in Indianapolis, it's happening in Detroit, it's happening in Chicago, it's happening in Oakland. When a neighborhood becomes crime infested, the property value falls. If you're from Louisville, then you know that you can go into the West End and you can purchase one of these abandoned properties, one of these abandoned homes for anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. So I'm one of those people that believe that although I acknowledge that crime is an issue in poor black neighborhoods, I'm one of those people that believe that over the years, crime has been allowed to manifest to the degree that it is now. Why is that? Because once drugs, murder, and crime consume a neighborhood, the property value falls. I don't know if you're familiar, but back in the 70s, 80s, they had this thing that they dubbed white flight, where people flew to the suburbs to escape crime in the city. Well, now, across America, downtown areas are being revitalized. There's like a massive plan to revitalize downtown areas all across America.
Pause. Hold on. White flight was not because they were trying to get away from crime. White flight
getting away from black people
was, yeah, they had black people move across the street legally, and the black people that was able to avoid redlining, the few that could back then. And white people say, oh, okay, we don't like them neighbors. That's what white flight was. All right, I want to correct that because it wasn't. We didn't come over. It wasn't crime that we brought and then they just left. No, we came and then they left, and then crime came later.
So when you go into these major cities, they have all these amenities. They're bringing tourists into these cities in the downtown area, and the people that flew to the suburbs, they want to come back downtown and live and take advantage of these amenities. Therefore, when you see things like gentrification happening in West Louisville or in Chicago or Indianapolis, when you see things like what the city did today, extend the downtown area to West 12th Street, be on the lookout for what's going to happen. They're going to come into these neighborhoods, they're going to buy these properties, they're going to force these families out, and they're going to displace families that have lived in these areas for decades. So look, my people, I know when you're out there in the hood and you're doing your thing, you're not really conscious of your action. You're not really conscious that your actions you're not really conscious of how your actions affect the entire community. But when murder rises, crime rises, and drugs flood the community, it brings the property value down. So what you're essentially doing is you're helping displace your families into different areas. So just kind of be a little mindful of what you're out here doing. That's all I got for you.
This episode is brought to you by
I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video, and it's probably like 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna let us get into it.
To you by AJ Plus.
As rent prices around the country continue to rise, more young people have been moving into historically low-cost inner-city communities. Although this provides an affordable solution for incoming residents, it also leads to gentrification, or the displacement of existing communities by wealthier newcomers. So, is gentrification a good or bad thing? On average, first-wave gentrifiers are usually young, childless college graduates. Often they'll move nearer to their workplaces and public transit and farther from the suburbs. In the U.S., the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland reports that rapid gentrification has been seen in cities like Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. On the one hand, an influx of cash into previously poor areas tends to lead to an improvement in the quality of life there for everyone. Landlords and property owners are willing to invest more into their homes so as to increase rent prices. Crime rates drop, and local businesses and governments generally see higher revenues. Gentrification also eases the strain on infrastructure and public services while lowering vacancy rates. However, as the social and financial demographics of a low-income area change, the effects on existing residents are mostly negative, according to the ESRC Center for Neighborhood Research. A sudden demand for housing raises rent costs, and without rent stabilization, many families are unable to afford the inevitable increase. This often leads to evictions, high rates of homelessness, and increased housing demand for still affordable surrounding areas. Gentrification also affects local businesses, as incomers have different standards and preferences. As communities gentrify, locals tend to harbor resentments towards newcomers, going so far as to protest, destroy property, and even physically attack new residents. In San Francisco during the late 90s tech boom, an anti-gentrification group called the Mission Yuppie Eradication Project was responsible for slashing car tires, keying expensive vehicles, breaking windows, and vandalism. There are differing views on the role of gentrification in the way societies develop, and whether or not this practice is ultimately beneficial or detrimental to a community. Still, without significant opposition legislation like rent control laws or a decline in the overall housing market, gentrification is an inescapable phenomenon as people seek out affordable rent. Race obviously plays a huge role in this picture, and it's a generally touchy subject for most. To learn more about the white privilege factor, check out this video from our friends at AJ+.
You know, I got called the N-word the other day. You know, I couldn't really do anything due to the fact that, you know, if I did anything, I may get shot by the police. So, you know, that's white privilege. You know, some people can do certain things that, you know, African Americans really can't do.
Thank you for watching TestTube. Please subscribe.
Let's talk about gentrification, because of course, development, beautification, having tourists come to your city is very welcome from like the big picture economic profile of the city, but it comes at a real cost to city residents. So what are you doing, Mayor Fisher, to deal with gentrification sweeping through a city like Louisville?
Yeah, our goal is to regenerate without displacing, and so the more rapidly your city is growing, the more difficult the task is. So like Atlanta is growing more rapidly than Louisville. We're growing. But so we have the opportunity to put in renter equity programs, tax moratoria, down payment assistance for folks. Low income folks, and African Americans in particular, when you think about the legacy of redlining, and when you take a look at the difference between wealth of white families and black families, 10% black families have, why? Well, they weren't able, for the most part, to buy houses because they were redlined out. But today in our cities, they're paying the rent, but they can't come up with a mortgage payment, down payment. So down payment homeowner assistance is a radically effective way, relatively inexpensive too, for black families to grow wealth. So we'll do that with our CDBG funds. They are declining, they should be increasing so we can help more people. We do that with some good foundation assistance that we have as well. And then we also do that through, if somebody is in a gentrifying area of the community and they need assistance to repair their home, we have funds to do that as well. So there are systems that we can put in place at the local level to mitigate the impact of gentrification. But
Mayor
it
Bottoms,
is not right to, when you develop the soul of a neighborhood and then it starts gentrifying, for the people to have to move out is fundamentally wrong.
Mayor Bottoms, let's get you to weigh in on this. What can mayors do?
So I like what he had to say on the back end. I really wanted to get to that because he addressed the redlining that historically set a lot of things in motion, because if it wasn't for redlining, we would have chose no matter where we wanted to live. If we would have chose to live within those communities, we would have. If we would have wanted to stay amongst our own, we would have. Do any of y'all have an issue with gentrification? Only thing I want to add to say, part of my thought is, if we can participate, then I think we should. And by that I mean those of us that do have the resources to own any sort of property that might be in an area that is getting gentrified, if you can, own it. If you can. Now some people can't, but if you can, don't be from Atlanta or be from Dallas or be from Houston or be from anywhere. Live out where you live, buy where you buy, and then complain about what they're doing somewhere else. No, get up off your ass, and instead of buying where you bought, instead of buying that 400 square foot or 4,000 square foot home in Douglasville in Atlanta, go ahead and buy the 2,000 square foot property in the city. You wanted the 4,000 square foot property in Douglasville. You could have got the 2,000 square foot in the city. You chased the square footage, and now you complain about gentrification. Can't do that. So that's like my one little thought on it is let's participate in owning it and stop complaining about everybody else that is buying it up. If we can own it, if we can't, we can't. But what are y'all thoughts on it?
Here's my thing. So, growing up in St. Louis, born and raised.
Hey, I'm down the street from there. I'm in Louisville now.
So, in the city, so the thing is, like, what they do is like they don't pour into the neighborhood. So the schools are lacking. The neighborhoods look like a ghost town. Like it looks bad. And so like
St. Louis is pretty bad.
Yeah, so you're forced to move, like I remember like my last year there, we were bused from the city to the county, which would kind of be like in Texas, it would be like living in like Oak Cliff, I would say, and going to school in Arlington. So we would get buzzed because like the schools were like they didn't have books. Like I remember sitting in class at one point and not being taught anything, like just sitting there all day and then going home. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's bad. So you're forced to move for, like if your parents got any sense, they're gonna like move their kids where like they can get an education, where it's nicer, where because they literally suck the money out of the city and you're forced to move out, and then they move in and then they put all the money in the city. You know what I mean? Like, and the people in the city, they're not rich. Like, they're not owning business. Like, they're trying, they're doing the best they can, but like,
right.
They're trying. Like, I had an uncle that owned a business in the city, for a long time, but he's one person,
Right.
But yeah, it's
right.
It's bad. It's a setup. It's a setup, and I get it. Most of the places that we live, they were predominantly white. Then we move in, they moved out, they moved further. Then it's like we're chasing them, and then they move back to where where they started.
Right.
Yep.
It's crazy.
They and all I'm saying is when they double back, if you get your bag as a black person, if you get your bag, I ain't say like if you can move back into those places that they develop, go get a piece of it. Like hey, that's your old block too. Shit, going back to your old block and say, I see they doing some over here. Let me get one of these properties over here and see what happened. Like I told my dad, man, I said, Dad, I want to own something back in Decatur. I want to own something back in East Austin where I was born. These places, I would like to own something back there because I know some of my people do, but I would like to say I do too. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't like gentrification. I don't like seeing what was once dominated by us, regardless of what the socioeconomic status was at the time. Then for us all to be gone, man, we listen. Okay, well, I'm gonna double back to. Oh shit, I'm gonna circle the block. Oh hey, it's nice. Okay. Let me go give me a little something down the street. if we got the resources to do it. If we don't, then I can't tell people they're struggling. Oh well, you need to go down there and buy something. Then no, that's fucked up.
On the other hand, I don't want to be around him.
See, look, don't be like that. No. Don't be like that.
See, that's
you talking about
problem,
them? You talking about them. You talking about them, not us. Them.
Not us. Them.
Oh, yeah. That's what I see what you're saying.
Man,
go get our own stuff. Like, why are we trying to like?
Yeah,
they're not the blueprint.
Well, that's why I'm saying, and that's why I'm saying participate in the gentrification. Because if
gentrify and let us go find some land and start building and where I would.
You want to start from scratch?
Where our Wakanda at? That's what I'm talking about? Like, we don't have we are the blueprint. We don't got to compete with them. And no,
right.
Like, let's go do our own thing. Let them have them cities that they had, that we moved in, that they moved from, that they moved back to. Let them have that. Let's go somewhere else. Start from scratch. Go live.
I'm with that too.
That would be nice, but we not the building kind of Negroes these days.
We got some. You got them Southern niggas that cook and clean and build.
Right.
Man, it's about 5 of them niggas left, man.
What'd you say, Frank?
There's about 5 of them niggas left, man. They ain't
No,
gonna
it's
build
not.
a whole community.
You're not trying to date them. We trying to date them, so we know where to find them.
Yeah, go ahead and take them niggas down to the woods and see what they gonna build. Them niggas gonna come right back up here, man, because they like running waters and pipes.
Who built this country though?
But see, that's the thing that I hate about this conversation. And I know I started off as a joke, but people think just because we start over that we gonna start from squalor. And it's like, no, we go build the infrastructure too.
Right.
But the thing about it,
pipes and all of that.
How many of us are willing to do that? Because me and my well talked about before, we're always talking about being willing to be uncomfortable for a while.
Right.
You gotta be willing to be uncomfortable.
But you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot.
The sisters that's planting their own food and growing, like they doing everything from scratch, and their husbands are too. It's a lot of people that's doing this, and
if they willing, those the ones. Then those are the ones.
It's not enough though, and their resources only stretches so far.
But see, that's the thing. It does. Okay, so you got to think about, number one, gentrification is a necessary evil. It just is.
It is.
Because things have to be updated, things change, people change. We have one thing we just talked about in a meeting here with our Board of Education is that the reason they're having to close schools as much as they have recently is because the birth rate is significantly down. We don't have enough children to put in the schools.
Yeah,
they're having to close historic schools to be able to compensate for that.
Yeah.
So all of these things are happening, and they're going to happen regardless. They're necessary evils. We have to plan for them. The thing that people get upset about with gentrification is who benefits.
True.
If you go to the city of Atlanta right now, when they tore down all them projects, who benefited? It was some people who look like us. It was people who look like us.
Some of them was.
Most of them were.
Most of them were.
The
Absolutely.
powerful families in real estate in Atlanta are the reason a lot of that happened. But a lot of people will say, oh, it's the white people gentrifying. No, it's not. It's not always. It's real estate developers in general. It don't matter what color they are. But these things are happening regardless. If you look at government contracting as a whole is run by South Asians. South Asian, they have it, the minority piece of that on lock. India, Bangladesh, everybody in that area, that's where United States government contracting is being facilitated through. So when you look at who is controlling what, in order to make change, you either have to get in and control, or you have to find a whole other path. If we're talking about finding a whole other path, by creating our own, we don't need a significant amount of people to do that, because that's not how any of these cities were built. They started with 20 people, 30 people, then another 20, 30 people came, and then another 20, 30 people came. So it's not that we have to start in squalor. When they had that city, Tombstown or whatever, Toomsboro, for sale for like $1 million.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's all we need to do. Buy an old city. The infrastructure is already there. And then build around it.
You know what? And you know what, Chef? What you just said, I want to back up something you just said. You can either participate or go your own way. I think you can do both and use one to do the other one effectively.
Sure.
Like I said, you can get in on this gentrification. Oh, get in on it. Buy some of your own.
Because it's gonna happen.
Flip them.
Regardless.
Flip them. Rent them to them that want to come in. Take that resource, that money, just like everybody else does, because that's what all the others do.
Yep.
They get in. Oh, they play ball with everybody. And they take that money and bring it right back to Chinatown. They bring it right back into the Indian community, right back into.
Look at the Louvre.
They bring it. Yeah.
The Louvre might as well be Seoul, Korea.
Yeah. Yep.
This is
but
how
I'm
you do
with
it.
both strategies. I'm with taking
in.
advantage of it. I'm with taking advantage of it one way or another, if you can. And I also like Casey's plan to say, "Hey, man, let's go do our own thing." Frank, I think Frank is like, "Hey, man, we ain't finna go do it. Ain't nobody gonna get uncomfortable."
I don't believe it.
I think some are willing. I think some are. But I don't think you need a few. I only think you need a few. I do agree.
Yeah,
we don't
need 100 people, because 100 people means 100 voices, and 100 voices ain't gonna work no way.
We gonna have
my thing is, man.
I eat that nigga ass people up in there. We don't need them.
my thing is, it's a wonderful idea. It's damn near utopian. It's awesome idea, and I will be all in with it. I just don't have that faith in. I just don't have that faith in us, because we
ain't gotta be faith in us. It just gotta be
we move away from our own.
Just have faith in the
well,
people
hold
you working with.
Us four. Listen, us four right here on this podcast. Us four right here. Us four. It always takes us four, and then your kids, and then little George, and then mine, and then Casey and hers. Then that's like, that's like 40 people when you add everybody up. We all start coming together.
This
so
is
we
how
40
these
deep.
towns start. Chartering
Real
a
talk.
city,
40 people.
Chartering a city in the state of Georgia is so
need you
easy.
to believe in us, Frank.
Damn. You did this to me. You did this to me a couple of weeks ago when I had that boy. What was the boy name he didn't ride for me on? What was his name? Tony Gaskins. You left me in the trenches. Now you ain't finna leave us. We ganging up against you this time. You the only one that don't want to roll with us. You don't want to roll with us.
I'm for it. I just don't have that faith in us, in black people.
Well, have faith in us.
You don't need to have faith in black people. Black people are not a monolith. We don't need to all be on the same page. All you need is a few like-minded individuals, and whoever it's gonna be for, it's gonna be for them, and they'll come. It ain't got nothing to do with being black.
You know what? Hold on. Flip it this way. And in all seriousness, you can get in any city right now, if you wanted to, from one stoplight to one stoplight. If black people said we finna go buy everything from that stoplight to that stoplight, the commercial and residential, just one stretch, there would be nothing nobody could do, because we see this everywhere. And when that happens, you got to pay the price of doing business to drive on that block. Oh, the gas station right there, that's Mr. Jones' gas station. Oh, the Starbucks right there, that's franchised by him. Oh, and the rest of the restaurants, they own them, or those buildings. Oh, and the residences, that's by the Watkinses them. So to even come down that street, you got to do business with them. It's just like the LGBTQ community. You're going to be somewhere in your city and you're going to see them flags. And if you stop along the way, I don't care how you feel about them, you doing business with them. Them taxes that everybody pay there, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter how it get done. I see the pros and cons of gentrification, but I think we can benefit from the pros on it one way or another. St. Louis, you done put St. Louis on my map, Casey. I'm finna go to St.
Louis. Got a ton of property open too.
Okay,
like
for
Frank,
real.
Peep this, Frank. You know how big Clarkston is? Clarkston, Georgia. You know how big it is?
Man,
it's less than 2 miles. The whole city.
And Pine Lake.
Miles.
Pine Lake.
And in Clarkston, weed is legal. They ain't no ordinance, no nothing. It's just legalized in the city limits.
You smoke weed.
So it don't
Clarkston used
take
to be
a
like
lot.
Mayberry.
I mean, Clarkston is like Mayberry.
Now I'm talking about for police. Well, not Mayberry. That's not a good example. But as far as having the city locked down, them niggas used to bust your head for anything. Police.
Well, they had to because Clarkston ain't
Pound
but
Lake too.
that
I got
big.
banged up in Pound Lake.
Pine Lake too, yeah. All them
Yeah,
little
because you because he got banged up in Conn Lake because he was hooking out there. He was out there trying to sell. He was trying to make some money. Yeah, man, that man trying to sell himself. I told him I'd give him the $40. That man out there trying to. Yeah.
He trying.
Yeah, boy. He trying to. He out there trying to sell.
Try me every week.
Trying you.
He was out there trying to sell some ass and down. I said, man, come on, get in here, man. Cops light pull up, whoop whoop, ready to bang his ass up, man. Come on, man.
But yeah, there are little bitty cities for sale all over the country, and they're small, 2 miles, 3 miles tops.
Why do you think nobody has made a move on that?
Well,
they don't
on
believe
a lot
it's real.
Of these cities, some of it's just vision. I think it's vision.
Vision.
The mentality. They don't.
Yeah, it's vision. People have gotten so comfortable. Like, okay, for instance, this is an example I used most recently. We have HBCUs, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't there been any new Black colleges started? Because people have gotten comfortable with what we already got. Even though we're losing some of those for different things, different reasons, those buildings are still standing, those schools are still there, or some of those schools are resulting to different realms of accreditation to remain open. But why haven't we had any new institutions? Hispanic serving institutions have been popping up all over the place. Asian serving institutions have been popping up all over the place. Why haven't we had any new Black schools?
Athletic serving institutions are popping up all over the place.
That part.
Yeah.
So it's people have gotten so comfortable with the work that everybody did before us that don't nobody want to do no work now. Our age group is the age group where you start getting into politics typically. Yep. We're sitting back complaining about our politicians. Yeah, we vote, but why we ain't running?
Man, listen, I'm gonna run for somebody something. I'm telling you,
I'm running for something.
I'm gonna run for something.
Scandal get over with.
I'm gonna wear all my scandals. I'm gonna take all my scandals with me. I'm gonna say, look, go to my social media right now. Go look at all my posts. Everything's public. Go to my YouTube. I said a lot of shit. I'm like, everything is out there in the open, so y'all can't
get away with that as a dude.
Yeah,
I'm saying, who's nothing against you that you own. You can't.
This is true. This is true.
I'm gonna be rabbit the hell out of myself. Hey, I'm with
it because as long as you control the narrative, can't nobody use it against you.
Yep.
Yes, I don't feel no type of I did that.
Yep.
Shit too.
I'm like, what you heard? I'm like, you know what you heard? It's true. Now let's move on.
I be done had my whole mugshot on my campaign website. Yep, this was me.
Yeah.
What's that show? He said, yep, this was me. Let me tell you about the pickle I was in. Make a whole little episode about it.
Right.
But
so gentrification. I didn't say anything about gentrification. So I'm not one to complain about it. Because I can't complain about it when I enjoy the fruits of it.
Yeah.
Now, am I so pro-Black to where I would picket developers coming in to increase the value around my neighborhood? No. Because when that value goes up, my home value goes up.
Right.
So I look at it as capitalism. If I can benefit from it, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm investing in my home. I'm building my home up, taking care of it. If Elroy on the next street is not invested in his home and he's letting it collapse on himself, that's not my problem. Because I can't go to Elroy and tell him, hey man, let's step it up. Manicure your lawn, fix the shutter.
You actually can though.
Hey, no, I'm saying I can.
Oh,
but it's not gonna yield any fruits.
Yeah, you can't make them.
Like, nigga, I'm comfortable. Who
what
are
if
you?
Elroy don't know no better? He don't know to take care. Like some people are just not taught to take care. You might be the one person that's like, Elroy, come on, let's get our grass green and let's trim these bushes. Like you might be the one person. Like you gotta. Everybody don't know what you know. You know what I mean? Like
a dude just told me that the other. A dude just told me I work with. He said his neighbor was outside blowing the leaves, and he said, damn. Now I gotta go get my blower and blow the leaves. I don't want to be the only person on the block with leaves still in their yard. He said he was, you know what I'm saying? So you actually can. So let me give you another example. When my grandfather passed, and my granddad and my father didn't live, everybody was getting old, and my grandmother lived in her home in East Austin. Nobody could do her lawn. Her lawn never needed to be done. The reason her lawn never needed to be done, them black next door neighbors that lived there, that was a couple of generations younger than her, would come right over to Mrs. Hill's yard, and when he cut his, he cut hers. And I said the same thing. I said, when we get to our neighborhood, when we move into our home, I'm gonna look to the left and I'm gonna look to the right. If those are elder people next to me, I don't see Leon. I don't see no young punk out there just not doing nothing. These are old people. I'm gonna tap on that door and say, "Hey, I'm gonna run my mower across mine. Let me run
my
mine
will." That's the thinking I'm used to. Like when people don't act like that, I be like,
shit,
like I would do that for you. Like, you know what I mean?
That's fine for the elderly or handicapped. But when it's a nigga that's able, I ain't gonna cut this nigga grass.
I mean, but this is how you got them old predatory behind HOAs.
No, but here's the thing. Like, say for instance, on trash day, somebody's trash blow over. They gone. They off to work, and you like, hey, let me pick this box up that blew in the street. Some people are gonna walk past that.
Yeah.
Why you just can't grab the box? Like people are so like self.
We don't know our neighbors no more. We don't talk to
We
our
don't.
neighbors.
Look, I've been in my house for 15 years. I know that's the reason why I won't move. I love my neighborhood. I love my neighbors.
And you know what? Can't nobody break in your shit. I guarantee you, because you know your neighbors, ain't nobody finna roll up in Miss Casey yard.
Here's the first thing I noticed when I moved in this neighborhood. Moving, like you have to change your mentality when you move from St. Louis to Texas. The first thing I noticed was one day my boys left their bikes in the yard, and I came back the next day and I saw them, and I was ready to go. Like y'all left y'all bike. The bikes was still there. Like that. Your bike is still there the next day in the grass on the front lawn. Like who does? Like where does that happen?
That's how my cul-de-sac is.
Yeah.
Everybody know everybody's kids.
This different. They go chill with the neighbors, and they learning stuff from this neighbor and learning stuff from that neighbor. She teaching them how to, plant flowers. This one teaching them how to cut grass. They can borrow the lawnmower from this one. They can go, you know what I mean? Like if they moving, like, hey, can your sons come help me move? Yes, yeah, because y'all done so much for us. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to that. Like, why can't we be like that? You know what I mean? Like just be kind.
Yeah, why you can't go and get to know your neighbors? What's your next door neighbor name, Frank?
We got three neighbors that we the first lady, she introduced herself. I don't know her name, but we wave, we speak. Kira Noor. She
there you
goes
go. Okay.
Then our very next door neighbor. I think he kind of sweet.
It's Atlanta.
Yeah. I think he's a little sweet, man. So I just wave at him from my driveway. What's happening? And then the neighbor that's renting the house right across the street from ours. We working on it.
It take a while. That's what men do.
Take a little bit.
Until one day y'all see something. Hey man, you seen that? Yeah. And then y'all start talking. Hey, what's your name?
Yeah.
What's your name? What's your name?
We barbecuing on Saturday. Feel free.
Yeah. Boy, see that's gonna be my thing for my neighbors. I'm just gonna fire that pit up. They gonna smell that smoke, and they gonna be like, well, that ain't no Louisville smoke. That ain't no Kentucky smoke. That's that smell different over there. Yeah. Hey man, listen, man. Look, man. I'm a legend, man. Come on.
He's way Bobby Flay.
Yeah, man, for real, man. That's how you set them up. But no, I'm with it. I think we all there. I think we're gonna bring Frank dragging a little bit. He's gonna be kicking a little bit, but once he sit down and get comfortable, he'll say, you know what, this all right. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna convert him.
Yeah, he gonna like, you know what, this all right.
Light skinned niggas.
Yeah, and then he gonna start a church because see, I'm waiting on him to get back to his minister.
Man,
he gonna start a church.
All you need to start a city is a church, a gas station, and a grocery store.
And listen, and you can start the church with me. I've been waiting for a reason to start a church with somebody. Just nobody wants to get on with your boy, so he can start the church with me.
You know what, man?
I'm a preacher's child, so I got a little something for you. I'm gonna cuss though.
What you say?
Yeah, you can be deep.
Yeah, bro, if you was to start a church, I would rededicate my life.
You know what, Frank? If you go back to preaching, I might come too.
Yep. If you start a church, I'll rededicate my life.
Huh?
Used to be a preacher.
Ordained
minister.
minister.
I used to minister.
Oh, I ain't going to light skinned church though.
But no, it gotta be like curing them church. Like we in there under their blood, say they under their blood. Hey. We gotta be in there doing the thing. We gotta have bomb clock. Like we can have a Caribbean church.
Okay. She's playing too, so yeah, y'all probably get that.
All right, then. Well, look, that's all I got for tonight. We've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. Look, Casey done hung out with us. Yeah, we know sometimes we go a little long, but Casey hung out with us. If you want to come back, Casey, we want you back. Get on back on here every Wednesday at 7:30.
Y'all, Fried Wing Wednesday. I'm here.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I know we'll hold you to it.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
It was great talking to y'all. Good meeting everybody. Bye.
Night.